to flip it. It is a tails. You won the toss. Defer. Delaware won the toss. Defers to the second half. You want the ball? Which way you want to kick? Face that way, fellas. New Hampshire will receive at this end.
Athletic Association.
Can't hear him.
A pleasant good evening, everyone, with former Delaware Bluehead Pat Devlin. I'm John Moses. Two teams here that have playoff aspirations, Pat, but very different ways in which these teams like to get themselves going. For Delaware, that air raid attack might really have some big challenges with the weather here tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, we've had a lot of wind so far. I think it was raining a little bit during pregame, but it looks like the rain has really died down a bit. So, we'll see as the game progresses what really happens. But for the QBs, for UD throwing the ball downfield, they're really going to have to drive it through the wind in order to be successful. The wind kind of plays into New Hampshire's hands a little bit. I think they really are a run-first operation, and when they do throw it, they're more in the intermediate RPO game. So, we'll watch things as it progresses, but it really might play into UNH's hands a bit.
Yeah, UNH, their offensive attack is very much centered around running back Dylan Laube, and Pat, he is the type of guy that is almost impossible for opposing teams to stop. How would you say Delaware needs to stop him?
I think that you can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him. And so last week, 223 total yards. But if you can hold him to that, I think you at least have a chance of winning this game.
Delaware is going to kick off to begin this one. Rainy evening. We are expecting more rain to come probably around 7:30 or so. So hopefully it arrives and then finishes all during halftime tonight. But winds whipping around 25 to 30 miles an hour.
I think the defensive guys love the rain, right? It doesn't change too much for them. Maybe they expect to run a little bit more, and they can play a little bit tighter to the line of scrimmage. But really, I think it's a defensive game if it does turn into torrential downpours.
It's Dylan Laube back in return position for New Hampshire. And we've got our first wind stoppage of the night as the wind blows it off the tee. I mean, Pat, it's good to see Delaware's already going to send another player in and not give it another shot. Feels like that's going to be how it plays all day in the kicking game.
Yeah, you got to give it a try early on in the game, but after that first try, get the guy in there and hold it.
It's Alex Schmoke to kick it away for the Blueheads. Delaware already trying to keep it away from Laube early on. A solid return in the hands of Caleb Beat. Get our first look at Dylan Laube and this New Hampshire offense. 2-1 record to start the year, and Pat, just the one loss in a 3-point game at Central Michigan.
Yeah, I mean Central Michigan. Dylan really jumped off the film. He was doing a little bit of everything in the receiving game, in the running game, and then in special teams as well. So you can see Delaware already tried to keep it away from him on that kickoff, and we'll see if they can get Dylan involved early. And on the UD side of the ball, let's see if they can stop him early.
It's Max Brosmer calling signals for New Hampshire. And he's going to throw on first down. And he's got a man open in the middle of the field. That's Lepkowski. Kyle Lepkowski, a big pickup into Delaware territory.
And so UD comes in, and they're going to focus on Dylan. And so what do? They're going to fake to him, and they're going to throw it right down the middle of the field, right where we talked about, right? Draw those safeties up and throw it over their heads.
Lepkowski, senior from Adamstown, Maryland, setting up New Hampshire on their opening drive. Brosmer under center again. And hands off to Dylan Laube. Carries a couple men up to the 30. A pickup of 2.
Dylan's it's interesting. He's just the security blanket for this team, and I think you'll see a lot of him. I wasn't really expecting to see too many runs up the middle. What they really do best is the wide zone play, and so I think as the game progresses and they keep on getting him the balls in different ways, we'll really kind of try to focus on that outside zone that they run.
3 receivers left. The motion man is Logan Tomlinson. One of the receivers that New Hampshire is happy to have this year as a transfer in. Completion here to DJ Lincolns, and that's a first down to the 20.
And DJ Lincoln was one of those guys that Coach talked about. They really had to get him going to be successful on offense. And it's good to see him get a ball early, and good to see the UD defense, right on top of him and making a quick play to get him on the ground.
New Hampshire head coach Rick Santos was telling us, he doesn't feel like he's got one lead guy. He feels like he's got a lot of different guys among his receiver group that could be a top target.
Yeah, well, it's tough when you're giving Dylan the ball over 50% of the time. It's difficult to get those guys going, but on the
Brosmer, complete, ball comes out. Who's got it in the end zone? Blue Hens say they do. And it's a touchback recovery for Delaware. That's Nick Ware coming away with it for the Blue Hens, but Pat, the question, catch and then a football
That's
move
right.
before he gives it up?
That's right. That play is that RPO play. They stick it in Dylan's belly and then pull it up.
Ruling on the field is a catch, fumble, recovered by the defense, touchback, be first down.
It looks like he did. He had a couple steps there, and it looked like I would consider that a football move, and good fumble and recovery by UD.
That's Nick Ware on the recovery, one of those couple seniors that are back in the Delaware secondaries. Delaware defense had some significant turnover from the year ago to this year.
And Khalil Dawsey with a great job getting the ball out there. It's one of those things when the wide receiver makes the catch, if they can't tuck it quickly, try to get your hand in there and knock it free, and he did a great job with that.
Time now for our uniform report presented by Delaware Hair & Co., a proud supporter of the Blue Hens. Look good, play good. Pat, what do you feel on these black uniforms as a Delaware alum?
I'm kind of digging them, right? They didn't change the helmets, right? So you still have the typical helmet, but you have this black uniform, and it really looks sharp.
Handoff on first down for the Blue Hens. And a short pickup for 4. There goes Marcus Yards.
Yeah, and today on offense for the University of Delaware, I think they really just want to be more efficient, and I think that starts with the quarterback. And so can Ryan quiet his feet in the pocket, make the throws, make the reads more quickly, and if the first and second read aren't there, can he get it down to his back or his check down to make the plays more efficient?
Ryan O'Connor hands off again on second and short and stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain there for Marcus Yards. Quite a few Wildcats sticking their nose in.
And you can see even early, they're still bringing the motion, and that's what they want to do on a lot of their plays. Just make it tough on the defense. Don't just get set up and stand there. Create a little bit of motion, create some communication on the back end for UNH, and hopefully create a little confusion in their secondary.
Third down and 6. Josiah Silver and Dylan Ruiz, the two defensive ends, two of the league's best pass rushers. We'll get an opportunity here on third and long. O'Connor with a clean pocket, and his throw is incomplete. Knocked away in the secondary. Joe Eichmann sticking his hand in.
Yeah, I think it's unfortunate they weren't able to come down with that one, but I think it was good start. Ryan gets back, gets the ball out on time. UD just wasn't able to bring that in.
But the kicking game is going to be a factor today. These winds whipping across the field pretty much from sideline to sideline, gusts 25 miles an hour at least. It is Ryan Kost to kick it away. And it's Dylan Laube in return position for New Hampshire, and play clock becoming a factor here. Delaware not on the same page. They're going to take a timeout here on special teams.
Prior to the flag, first charge timeout, Delaware.
Yeah, that's
Media
one of those.
timeout.
Well, a scoreless game early on a windy day at Delaware. Wildcats coming into possession when we come back. Blue Hens will now punt it away after having to take a timeout. After going 3 and out on their first possession of the day, Cost's kick is blocked, and it's through the back of the end zone. Points for the Wildcats.
Wildcats had a lot of folks in the backfield on that one.
Rush coming from the right side of Cost, and not quite.
Couldn't see convergence at the punter.
That looked like Josiah Silver, actually, who got his hand in on it. And New Hampshire with the early play on special teams. And, you know, Pat, over the years, it's always plays like that in close games. These are two evenly matched teams here today, and it feels like special teams can be a determinant here today.
Yeah, you have a UNH going on a 3 and out early, then UD goes on the 3 and out, and obviously gets the punt block for the safety. And you know, momentum is real in anything we do, and especially when you're in a high emotional state like these games.
So already through these first couple minutes here, this is playing out exactly how New Hampshire was hoping, because they're going to get possession right back after ripping off a couple of big plays on their opening drive.
Yeah, they'll get the ball back here, and it might have been off the Delaware.
Also, Jonathan Collins Jr. leaping up there ahead of the punt. Silver in there as well. And Delaware sending it away. Laube coming up. He's got it at his own 25. Dylan Laube breaks through a couple tackles and is into Delaware territory.
And you can just see it right there with a little bit of steam. He's really tough to bring down, and is really great at running through some contact and making some after contact yards.
Correct. Go ahead, play it.
Time now for our injury report, presented by Christiana Care. Do your part. Get your flu shot this season to help keep you, your family, and your community safe and healthy.
All right, we're clear on you for
And Max Brosner back under center for the Wildcats. Play action for Laube. Brosmer spins out of it. And he's got first down yardage. Brosmer ducks out at the 25.
It looks like there's a flag down in the secondary. Probably a UD pass interference.
Holding, defense, number 4, penalties the clock. Result of the play, first down.
Chase McGowan had hands on him, but couldn't bring him down.
And Coach Santos talked to us this week about, you know, he wanted to get Max going with his feet a little bit, right? He says he is an athlete. He can get out and run it. Max really showed it right there.
Brosmer does have some significant injury history. ACL tear as a senior in high school, did it in his other knee in 2021.
Holding against the defense, number 4. It's a 10-yard penalty tacked onto the end of the run, first down.
So an additional 10 yards for the penalty against UD. That was something that Coach Santos was talking to us about, Pat, just about how mobile Brosmer appears to be in the pocket now.
Yeah, he just has really great mechanics. I mean, Coach said he had elite mechanics, and I agree with that. I had a little movement up front there.
This play blown dead, and that'll back up New Hampshire 5 yards.
And I think the thing that makes Max great is
offense, number 65, 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
You know, he's got the athletic ability, he's got the arm talent, but it's really those intangibles. Coach told us a story about he gets done practice, he ices down the arm, and he comes up to the coach's office and he watches practice film, game film, whatever it is, and he just really loves the game and loves to work at his craft.
Was that something you ever did as a quarterback, go back and watch practice film with your coaches?
Typically not with the coaches, except my first couple of years at Miami, when I had no chance of getting on the field, and somehow I still made it up there to the coach's booth.
Brosmer's throw is incomplete.
So you can see UNH is going with the wind here, and they're not having any trouble pushing the ball downfield.
Trying to go back to his big tight end, Kyle Lipkowski. Those guys hooking up for a big pickup on the opening drive.
And Tyron Herring with great defense there against a much larger, tight end, and doing a great job making sure that completion didn't happen.
Brosmer. Deep ball. Some contact and a flag is out.
That's one of those tough ones. I mean, he just didn't turn around and look for the ball. And, when there's an underthrow like that, they're going to throw the flag.
Pass interference. Defense, number 4. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Logan Tomlinson, the intended target. And UNH up to the 4-yard line for a first and goal.
So the field gets tighter down here in the close red zone. Windows get tighter for the quarterback, but this is really a spot where Dylan can shine, right? They get him the ball, maybe move him around a little bit. Looks like he's going to line up in the backfield here and make a play in this tight space.
Brosmer under some pressure. His throw goes through the hands of his receiver, Ramshaw. Second and goal.
Good pressure in Brosmer's face right here. You can see they just let Jack Hall free, and he has to back up. And really, Colby Ramshaw could have had that one right through his hands.
Play clock already down to 10. Dylan Laube stacked up for a loss of 2.
Great job there. I think you could see the entire UD defense was right at the line of scrimmage there, showing a little bit of a zero coverage, and they're able to stuff up Laube right there.
Chase McGowan trying to get his home crowd going.
Yeah, Chase doing a great job getting off, grabbing the ball, trying to get that turnover and getting Laube on the ground.
Play action to Laube. Throw is incomplete in the flat. And the Delaware defense stands up, but Pat, question mark here. Do you take a chance with a field goal given the wind?
I think you're close enough. It looks like they burn them out onto the field, and this is one of those where it's an extra point, so you're hoping you can get that extra point. So what really makes this tough here, this throw, is he's having a tough time getting his feet set, and you can see he's still backing up as he throws that, and it leads to an off-target throw, and Ramshaw's not able to come down with it.
Nick Mazie, sophomore, on to try to put it through out of Brosmer's hold. And UNH has a 5-0 start.
Great job by the UD defense there, just bowing up, and like I said, it's one thing to move the ball down the field, it's another to get it in the end zone. And with UNH's history, they have 11 trips to the red zone so far this year, 8 touchdowns, 1 field goal, and so they're 9 of 11 overall. But it's good to just hold them to a field goal there and kind of stem some of that momentum that seems to be on their side right now.
That Delaware defense led by defensive coordinator Manny Rojas' 4th year as the DC, one of the couple of guys that have held over from the previous regime, and under Ryan Carney, his 2nd year. It's interesting to look at this Blue Hen defense. You got a lot of guys in new spots, but you still have some familiarity with Dylan Traynor in the middle because his older brother was the starting middle linebacker the last couple of years.
Sure, yeah, and I'm sure he's the glue, but I think more for Delaware, anyone they play against is kind of the fact, but they run this 3-2-6 that I don't know how many other teams in the country are running it, and so there's a little bit of this, feeling out period probably for the UNH offense to try to understand, like, look at all the DBs they have out on the field. Like, what are they doing? Where, how are they rotating, right? It's not as simple for the QB. And the offensive linemen, whoever's calling out the mic point, they might even be looking at the secondary and going like, look at all these numbers, look at all these DBs. How do I factor in who's a linebacker, who's a defensive back, and so I think those are all the things that it probably becomes more obvious as they go through the game. But initially, when you got a little bit of jitters, a little bit of nervousness, it can be one of those things that takes some time.
Now, an area for growth this year for the Blue Hens has been the addition of Joshua Youngblood in the return game. This is JoJo Bermudez, and he is stacked up at the 10-yard line. Terrific coverage from UNH.
JoJo's got great speed, great quickness. He's one of those guys that I really love to see them get him the ball in some space to be able to make some plays for the UD offense.
Terrific coverage. Logan Tomlinson in on that stop, contributing on special teams. And Ryan O'Connor calling out signals from deep in his own end. O'Connor to pass. Underneath, it's Marcus Yarns with that great speed. Look at him get to the sideline and still make something out of it.
So 3 and out on the first drive, right? You kind of have a kickoff and you're not able to get it back out to your 20. You really got to get that first down, and that's a great first play, right? You get through your reads, and then you check it down to your back, who you know can make plays in space, and he does that, and now you're right on schedule.
O'Connor to pass again. He's got a completion to Joshua Youngblood on the outside.
Again, love to see it. Very efficient. They have access. They'll take that hitch all day. It's basically just as good as a handoff, right? 5-yard hitch, turn around, catch the ball, get out of bounds. Now we're at third and 2, and you got a lot of options when you have a 3rd and 2. You're not stuck throwing the ball. You got a guy in Marcus who is a great tough runner and can probably get you those 2 yards if you really need it.
Motion here. O'Connor seeing pressure. He's got a man wide open. This is Chandler Harmon. Or pardon, it's Braden Brose.
Braden Brose, who was really the security blanket last year. He's wide open here. UNH decides to bring pressure, and there's really just a breakdown in the back end. There were really a couple folks that were open on that play. You can see both linebackers coming. Good ball on the money.
Flea flicker for the Hens. O'Connor lost the handle and now has to make something out of nothing. Trying for a deep shot on a flea flicker that Yarns flipped it back to O'Connor.
A lot of ball handling on that play, and when the quarterback does get the ball back, it looked like one of the DNs got their hand in there. Yep, and wow, that was close to another turnover. You got to take care of that ball, and he's able to corral it and get out of bounds.
Some of those wet ball drills you're working on earlier in the week probably came in handy right there.
That's right.
O'Connor on a 2nd and 9. His throw incomplete. Youngblood the intended target. Contact at the top of the route.
Another good job seeing access there and trying to make a throw. I think what's been interesting in this drive is that's now the 2nd time that UNH has brought both linebackers and pressured. I think that's something that we really hadn't seen in a lot of film, and so we'll keep an eye on that as we progress through the game and see if they want to make Ryan make quick decisions. Looks like here they come again.
O'Connor checking out of it. And again, a big blitz. O'Connor is down again.
I think that's the challenge of 1st and 2nd down. You're not getting too many yards, and it enables the defense to get multiple and put a lot of DBs on the field and come after you in a lot of different ways. And you see there's some defensive linemen dropping out. There's some DBs attacking, and they're able to get home.
Safety Zidane Williams takes down O'Connor and forces a Blue Hens punt.
So let's see if they can block this one up.
Cost, a spiraling kick. Lauby. Flag comes in at the end of the play after a return of about 10. Just under 7 minutes to go in this opening quarter. And it's been all UNH.
I think so, but 5-0. I think we got a. What would you call that? Is that a baseball score? I don't even know what kind of score that is.
Well, 5 is really
There
the
are 2
Vegas
fouls
zone.
on the return team. During the return, holding number 7, that penalty is declined. During the kick, holding return team number 97, 10 yards from the end of the kick, it's first down.
So that'll mean UNH is starting from the 15 here, and they were able to move the ball great the last time they moved it down the field, and then they kind of got stuck in the red zone. So we'll see what they can do this time.
So Brosmer, a first down play from his own 15. And it starts with a handoff to Laube, throws it back to him. Wide open man in the middle of the field, it's DJ Linkins. On the cutback, Linkins brought down at the 27.
Again, there's DJ Linkins. They said they wanted to get him going, and wow, what a way to do it. The UD had a flea flicker on the last drive, and UNH says, whatever you can do, I can do better. Great throw under pressure by Brosmer. Great job making a man miss by DJ and getting to the sideline. And then not just running out of bounds, cutting it back for a little extra.
A couple of big plays in the passing game for UNH in this first quarter. Started with a 34-yard connection to Lepkowski. Brosmer with a clean pocket. And his throw is through the hands of Linkins.
Just a little high there with the throw. Again, the mechanics look good. You just never know if the wind is triggering some of this inaccuracy. We've got the windows closed up here.
Well, you know, I'm curious, Pat, what are some ways that you were able to counteract windy days when you were playing quarterback?
Yeah, there were a lot of them here at UD. I mean, you just really want to drive the ball and push the ball through the wind, and you got to, you just can't be throwing it all over the field. But there's some ways to run some shorter routes and. Wow.
Linkins takes a massive hit from Chase McGowan. A pickup of 8.
Yeah, big hit from Chase there. So a guy who's typically rushing the passer kind of gets out into coverage again. It's what UD does. They're multiple. You never know who's going to be running the ball or running after the quarterback and dropping into coverage. And the quarterback kind of loses sight of them there as well as the wide receiver, and he's able to make a big hit. But it's a third and manageable here. I think this is a 3rd and 3. You can probably run it here because who knows if you want to kick it with the wind. So possible to just run the ball here.
And Rick Santos wants to talk it over.
First charge timeout, New Hampshire.
It's so interesting. There is such
Media timeout.
connection between these two coaches, which we can chat about more when we return. A key third down coming up for the Wildcats. Key third down coming up for UNH. And Pat, you know, we were starting to talk about some of the intimate connection between these two programs when Delaware head coach Ryan Carney took over as the offensive coordinator at UNH. His quarterback was Rick Santos.
Yeah, a lot of connection, and talking to them this week, you could tell that they were really excited to play one another.
Brosmer on 3rd and 3. Complete into the flat. That is Joey Corcoran for a first down.
So again, 3rd and short, you know, really gives them a lot of options here. And it's a great job by Max Brosmer, just getting the ball out to the flat where he knows he can get a first down. Good play design. You catch that ball beyond the sticks, and you're able to get hit and still make the first down. And now they're in the red zone again and approaching that kind of low red. And we'll see, you know, what the offense looks like as they get down to this tight space.
Brosmer in a pistol formation. Play action to Dylan Laube. Pressure, and the throw falls incomplete. Tomlinson in the area.
Again, a little play action. Really trying not to feature Dylan Laube too much, at least early on here. And Max Brosmer with a good job, just getting rid of the ball and putting it in a place where no one could catch it.
Laube to the right of Brosmer. 5-man rush. And a touchdown into the hands of Logan Tomlinson.
Really just looked like a breakdown in coverage there. No one either carried the seam or was there to cover the seam. You can see the ball's right on the money. So playing single high 14, he's just not able to get there. And easy TD, easy pitch and catch for Max Brosmer.
Logan Tomlinson, what a leader among this receiving group for New Hampshire, transferring in from Wesleyan. Been a pleasant surprise for UNH this year.
Yeah, he's one of those graduate seniors, and you know, good to have that leadership in the locker room with a couple other younger guys in that room, and he can sure show them a lot.
Just under 4.5 to go here in the first quarter. Bit of a stop and start game for Delaware here, but you know, Pat, what has impressed you most about the way New Hampshire has played this first quarter?
I think they were kind of a lot different from what we had seen for the first 3 games, right? They're really trying to pushing the ball down the field. They have the trick play with the flea flicker, and it's not all about Dylan Laube, right? They're really spreading the ball around, and when you come in kind of saying, hey, we're going to focus on Dylan Laube, and then they're throwing it to every other target that they have, it can make it difficult.
Bit of a stop and start first quarter here for the UD offense, where they're going to get another chance here. Sort of one sustained drive that stalled out. And this is such a speedy group offensively for Delaware this year. UD head coach Ryan Carney telling us that it's maybe the fastest group he's ever had a chance to coach.
And so, you know, slow start here. I'm sure it's not the start they wanted, but how do they get on track? It's about getting that first down. And I know Carney likes shot plays, but last drive was really that 3rd and long was a tough one. Stay on target early, and try to make it easy on yourself when you're trying to convert those 3rd downs. And something that Coach Carney even talked to us, just avoid those 3rd downs altogether, right? You have you know, you got some really talented guys on there with a ton of speed. Can you do it on 1st and 2nd down and not have to wait till 3rd down to get that 1st down?
O'Connor, a handoff on 1st down. A good pickup for Kyron Cumbie, sort of the more thunderous version of the Thunder and Lightning pairing in the backfield for Delaware.
Yeah, absolutely, and so you know they're staying on target here. Good solid run, and you got a lot of options here. 2nd and medium, you can throw it, you can run it.
Right back to Cumbie, the Illinois transfer, and you've got that speed for Kyron Cumbie into UNH territory.
Great example of that outside zone that we might see from UNH later today, and UD really runs it to perfection. Running back's taking a couple steps past the mesh point. Some really great blocking up front by the big fellas, and they're able to get out to the sideline and then don't step out of bounds, get a couple extra yards, and finish the run.
Cumbie over 600 yards a year ago, and he's got a third straight touch up to the 45.
And you love that about this offense. They have a big play. I think that would be considered an explosive run, and they get right back on the ball, and they're running it quickly again. I think it puts a lot of stress on this UNH defense, and I think, you know, you might not feel it in the first quarter here, but as you kind of get into the second, third, fourth quarter, you know, can you see that UNH defense wear down a little bit, and then you can start to pop some really good runs.
If there's one thing to know about the UD offense, anybody can game break among this skill player group. That is Bermudez in motion, and he's got it here on a jet sweep. JoJo Bermudez up to the 40.
Love it, love it. I talked about getting him involved early, a little bit earlier, and you know, that's just what they're doing there. He's just an explosive player, great shiftiness. Get him the ball, you know, nice and easy. The best pass that a QB can possibly throw. It's like 1 foot in front of you. It's great, and you know, get it to your playmaker that way, and just let him go, and you know, make a good play, and third and manageable again.
Third down and 3. O'Connor airing it out. Bermudez nearly had it again.
Almost. I think someone may have jumped off sides there, and that was just one of those where the center snaps the ball and then they take a shot downfield. It was really like no one moved on the offensive or defensive line.
Well, you had some movement up front there near Neil Politano, defensive tackle, but didn't actually enter the neutral zone. Here's a 4th and 3. O'Connor on the rollout, and is high, intended for Chandler Harvin.
Yeah, just off target there.
Flag comes in after the play. Harvin mixing it up in the UNH sideline. And Harvin seeming to indicate that this is a foul against UNH.
The result of the play is an incomplete pass. It'll be first down for New Hampshire. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense, number 4, 15-yard penalty. This is number 4's first unsportsmanlike of the game. First down, New Hampshire.
That's corner Randall Harris, senior transfer from Central Michigan.
I think he was just telling him that was a turnover on downs, and that's probably what happened.
It backs UNH up to their own 25-yard line with 2:11 to go here in the first quarter.
So I think for the UD defense, you know, how do they stop some of these explosives now, right, and not lose track of Dylan Laube? You know, I think they've lost some guys in coverage, and maybe UNH has done some things that they hadn't seen on tape, but can they settle in and cause another short drive here for UNH?
A couple of tight ends in motion for Max Brosmer Jr. Flips it ahead of him. And a big pickup on first down in the hands of Caleb Mead.
Caleb Mead making a great play there. And, you know, again, a lot of motion in the offense. You can see it causes the defense to talk and maybe get out of position a little bit. And they're able to just flip that ball to him and get right upfield for a nice gain on first.
Mead is listed as a cornerback, we should know. It's a pickup of 15 on first down. Play action for Brosmer. Clean pocket and a man wide open for first down yardage. That's Josh Fillion.
Given a lot of free access there on defense, and Max Brosmer is just taking advantage of it. Just easy pitch and catch for the QB right here. And a nice job putting it on the money.
You know, Pat, we were talking about Delaware's alignment, how unique it is, 3-2-6. How do you create pressure out of that if you're only rushing 3 down linemen?
Well, it's one of those things where you can bring four-man, pressure most of the time, right? It almost looks like they're in a four-man front right here. And so it's just really about, you always know that you're going to be gap sound on defense. It's just a matter of, who's going to be covering those gaps, and being 3-2-6, you're able to kind of be very multiple in how you're showing that and how you're actually getting coverage on those gaps.
At least there was good coverage down the field there for UD, forcing Brosmer to pick up 3 with his legs.
First time across the 50. Sometimes when you get a drive and you're across the 50, the coach will just say, hey, I want to take a shot here. I don't know if 2nd and 7 is the right time to do it, but sometimes that's an offensive coordinator's mentality.
Play action again for Brosmer. And he's flushed from the pocket. Completion underneath. It is Fillion. Big pickup for Josh Fillion. He's into the red zone for UNH.
Max Brosmer, again, doing a great job. Kind of had pressure up the middle. Coach talked about his pocket presence. You see he's able to make the quick fake here. Chase is in his lap, and he's able to move and make a great play outside of the pocket.
It's one of those great plays on the move that UNH has seen all year long from Max Brosmer. A first quarter going right to plan for the Wildcats. They've got a 12-0 lead at the top. Tonight's leadership showcase highlights running backs coach and recruiting coordinator Andrew Pierce. Sponsored by Eastern Seals Delaware and Maryland's Eastern Shore, celebrating 75 years of creating an inclusive community. And we're just getting started, but you and AP go way back, partner.
That's right. That's right. I mean, AP is he was my running back, right? I mean, that's kind of what I said when we were getting prepped. And what a great guy, and it's great to see him back here at UD, back at his alma mater. And I know being in that room, he can just relate really well with those guys.
Second look at Brosmer's incompletion to open the second quarter.
Ineligible receiver downfield, offense number 84. He was covered up. Penalties declined. Result of the play, second down.
Penalty on Lepkowski.
So I think AP can really relate to those guys in the room, and he can really get the most out of them. And you just see the way Yarns and Cumbie run. I mean, they really embody everything that AP was when he was here and a runner. I think I looked up AP stats: 930 career rushes, 4,459 total yards. I think he's one of those guys where if the guys are giving him a hard time in the room, he just puts on the film and says, "Watch, right? I did it. I know what I'm talking about."
Brosmer into the flat. Dylan Laube tiptoes the sideline. He's to the 10.
You see how special Dylan is. Just ball out in the flat. And he's able to outrun a couple tacklers and make a flat that should be a 2 or 3 yard gain into a 9 yard gain. And now the offense is looking at 3rd and 1.
Laube, player who really put on some muscle in the last offseason. Coach Santos telling us he's very serious about his craft, that he hopes to have an NFL future.
He goes out to the cryo chamber. Right? He really takes care of his body and cares about the training, and it shows. And he comes out and performs on the field.
3rd down and 1. Play action. Brosmer looking for an option and throws it at the feet of Corcoran.
Again, Max Brosmer doing a great job keeping the play alive. He had to move around a little bit, and his guys were really working to get open, but he wasn't able to find any of them. See Jack Hall again in the backfield. You'd love to see him keep contained, but he does a good job making a move, and they're able to force a 4th down.
4th down and a yard. UNH is going to go for it at the 10. Play action into the flat. Dylan Laube turns the corner and is out of bounds inside the 5.
Dylan Laube, big players show up in big moments, and that's one right there. Again, move the sticks, get him inside the 5. Great catch on a ball that was behind him, and he's able to outrun the DB to the sideline and get a 1st down.
It's 1st and goal at the 2 for UNH, and even though all eyes seem to go to Dylan Laube on every snap, UNH done a nice job of using that to their advantage.
That's right. They've run the play action. They've really moved him around. Now you can see Dylan's in the slot. Coach talked about putting him in a couple different positions. And again, they use him as the decoy.
Play action results in an easy touchdown. Kyle Lipkowski.
Great use of motion, multiple formations, queuing on Dylan. Dylan comes in motion. You got a lot of conversation on the back end for UD. And then you're able to slip Kyle Lipkowski, right out the other side. Again, easy pitch and catch for a UNH TD.
Boy, what an interesting design from UNH, sending all of that flow to the left side. It's almost like a mesh route underneath right in front of the quarterback.
That's right. And I'm sure Coach Santos loved to see it, and he talked a lot about Brian Scott.
Extra point is no good from Nick Mazie.
Brian Scott's a guy, 2nd year, kind of does a lot of similar stuff. Gonna look at this replay.
That's a sense of the wind. That is certainly the direction it's going today. Whipping across the field like that. Kickoff coming for UNH when we return. UNH to kick it away, leading 18-0 early in the second quarter. Time now for our Built in Delaware Player Spotlight. Middletown native and Appoquinimink grad TJ Hastings of the men's soccer team has been a standout defender in his freshman year. Boy, look at those numbers, Pat. Playing all 90 minutes in your fall of your freshman year, including an assist in his debut against the Big Ten champs, Rutgers. Iron Source, the most reliable choice for new and used construction equipment sales, rentals, and service. Squib kick. Return for the Blue Hens in the hands of Bermudez, who cuts back. And he's still alive. Look at JoJo Bermudez with his speed. He might have something here. And he gets to the 43.
Great way right there to get the kickoff, and you almost flip the field immediately, right? You get it out to over the 40 and maybe get a little momentum for this UD offense to take advantage of. Again, JoJo showing up. He's an explosive player.
Boy, what a pick your poison for UNH's special teams. You can either kick it to JoJo Bermudez or Joshua Youngblood, who, by the way, was the Big 12 Special Teams Player of the Year in 2019.
Right. That's right. There's no right answer.
Handoff on first down. And a good-looking hole for Marcus Yarns, who delivers at midfield, finishing his run with authority. And that is something that Yarns has really grown into here as he takes the next step this season.
Finishing the run is right. Watch this. Put his shoulder down and finish it. I know AP standing right there on the sideline. He'd love to see that.
2nd and 3 for the Hens, looking for some momentum here in the second quarter. Play action. Ryan O'Connor to the far side. Here's Chandler Harvin. Ooh, what a move. Harvin across the 40.
So I think Ryan saw access there, and he was able to take it and get the ball into Chandler's hands early. And again, Chandler Harvin doing a great job getting the ball. See it here, a quick little fake, and get that ball out of your hands to your playmakers. Chandler Harvin making one guy miss, 2, and then get upfield and get some yards.
Harvin brings so much experience in this UD offense under Ryan Carty at Sam Houston State. Handoff here, and around the left side, Marcus Yarns. Another punishing finish to his run. He's up to the 29.
Now you're feeling the momentum. You know, one after the other, you kind of string them together and get some momentum going on your side. Here, it looks like there's an unblocked man, and Marcus Yarns just runs right around too. I mean, that shows how athletic and how gifted he is.
Yarns, 6th-year running back from Salisbury, Maryland. He's got 2 50-yard rushes already this year. O'Connor. Pass into the flat is dropped. Kim Wemberly for those key targets.
Marcus Yarns' longest was 66 at Penn State, right? He can do it at any level. He's a really special player, and again, it's this offense is a great offense for him because you can put him out in the slot, you can bring him back into the backfield, you can motion him around so that the defense can't key on him. But offensively, he's one of those guys that you want to get as many touches as possible.
Kyron Cumby is the one in motion. He comes to stand next to O'Connor. A 3rd down and 1. Cumby with it, and he's in some trouble. Kyron Cumby loses a couple. Terrific play in the backfield. That's Tim Bonagura.
I think from a strategy perspective, you saw that wide bunch out to the right, and they're trying to run the ball up the middle. And Kyron just sees a flash of white and tries to bounce it outside and isn't able to make anything of it. But I think Ryan Carty here, he loves going forward on 4th, and I think we're going to see that happen right here. Bringing Jordan Townsend in the game. They're going to go 3 into the boundary. They love this formation. They're going to stack those 3.
And that is Jordan Townsend in motion. 2-time All-CAA selection. On the 4th down play, O'Connor completes. Jordan Townsend with a lot of green in front of him, and he's got 6.
What a play by Ryan O'Connor. UNH shows 0. You know, they're just playing man-to-man. They're going to bring pressure. They're bringing more guys than you can block. UD blocks it up right in front, and then you got one free guy off the edge that you have to beat, and Ryan O'Connor gets the ball out of his hand quick, gets it outside to Townsend, and Townsend takes care of the rest.
First touchdown of the season for Jordan Townsend. He had 6 a year ago. And the Blue Hens are going to go for 2. Or at least give that look and then set up for the point after. Play clock expired before the snap.
Delay. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Retry.
Ryan Carty asking for an explanation from this crew. Some real diehards in the crowd today. I mean, we're talking about a temperature in the 50s with strong winds across the field.
A little bit different feel from last week when you had the full student section. You had a beautiful day, and the folks who are here, you know, they absolutely love the game.
Extra point from Alex Schmoke is good. It's making an 18-7 game with 10:41 to go in the second quarter. Back to the touchdown.
Again, great job just getting the ball out of your hands quickly. And then Townsend really doing the rest there. And you see a little bit of blocking downfield at the end there as well. That always matters whenever you have a big run. It's about not only blocking up front, but blocking downfield. And great job finishing the play.
Defense, number 4. Penalties decline. Point is good.
I think we talked about that momentum, right? JoJo gets that kickoff, you know, makes a really great play. You kind of just let it roll from there, and they're able to do a great job getting the ball downfield. And great job by Ryan O'Connor, seeing pressure, understanding how you can back away from the free guy, let the ball go, and then let your athletic guys make the most of an open field, right? No safeties if they're bringing zero pressure, and so you just have to beat your guy and take it to the house.
I mean, the amount of speed among this group for Delaware's skill position, but also the amount of production. Kim Wemberly's a 1,000-yard receiver in his career. Chandler Harvin, Jordan Townsend, JoJo Bermudez. All these guys not only have great speed, but also great production in their collegiate careers.
Yeah, absolutely. There's just so much experience on the field, and you know, you can really see it on that last drive. And again, it's kind of one of those things where New Hampshire scores 18 in a row, and you know, if you haven't been there before, there might be some hesitation on the sideline, but I'm sure these guys have been through all kinds of games, up a lot, down a lot, and they know, you know, what has to happen in order to come back in each of those situations.
Alex Schmoke comes up with a touchback. And, you know, when we were talking to UNH head coach Rick Santos, he was saying, you know, playing at Delaware is always such a challenge because of the support that they get in this stadium. So we really want to get off to a good start, and they have certainly accomplished that here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he talked about how Dartmouth, they really weren't able to do that. So I'm sure he's extremely happy about how this game has begun. You know, he talked about they eventually got into the flow of the game, and there was none of that tonight. They were into the flow of the game early on, and so again, I'm sure he'd love to see that. I'm sure he'd love to see how other guys got involved in his offense, right? It wasn't all about Dylan Laube. You know, they've really been able to spread the ball around and keep UD defense guessing.
Handoff on first down. Good hard charging run. It's a pickup of 4 for UNH.
And so this is the first time that UNH has kind of had to feel a little bit of that momentum shift. A lot of football. You've seen a lot of these shifts in motions and different formations, and you know, you're really able to just be that brain of the defense to make sure that from an alignment and assignment perspective, everyone's where they need to be and knows what they need to do.
The PSAC's Defensive Player of the Year as a senior. Taylor wearing 0 for the UD defense. It's 1st and 10 for Max Brosmer. Another clean pocket for him. And he takes off for a handful of yards himself. Up to the 41.
Great job by the UD defense, really kind of wrangling the entire scheme there. It looked like Max Brosner wanted to check it down to Dylan Laube, and he saw Chase McGowan out there in the flat and said, I'm not doing that again. So, you know, again, Max is able to kind of create a play there and stay ahead of the chains on second down.
Fillion in motion. Play action again. Brosmer complete. Joey Corcoran into UD territory.
Again, this is more of the offense that I think I was expecting going into the game, right? Not a big chunk play team, but they're able to catch the ball and run with it after maybe a short throw. And that's kind of what you see here early on. Some good efficient runs, some good efficient passes, and now again they're across the 50 into UD territory.
Max Brosmer over 220 yards already through the air, and just about half of that yards after the catch by his receivers.
Yep. I mean, he's done a great job putting the ball where it needs to be, and then the receivers obviously have had a lot of space, right? That flea flicker, just a lot of space to run with it after they catch it.
Handoff on first down out of the pistol into the hands of Dylan Laube. Dylan Laube, 30 touches last week against Dartmouth, and that seemed to be a theme for UNH head coach Rick Santos. He was talking to media this week that it felt like a little bit too much for his liking.
But even so, he had 223 yards, which is the least total yards that he's had in any game so far this year. And so I think he said, we don't want to do that game in and game out, but, whatever it takes to win, I'm sure Dylan was all about it. And I'm sure he had a little bit of extra rest and recovery after that game.
A second down and 6. Brosmer complete, and a big hit delivered by Jackson Taylor.
Another one of those short passes where guys are running through zones. And it's one of those where you just can't keep running through these zones or you're going to keep having these kind of collisions. And wow, that was a collision.
Colby Ramshaw taking the hard shot. Third down and 2.
The previous play is under review for possible targeting.
So I'll go under the hood here and check this out. It did look like Jackson was able to get his head off to the side a bit there.
Well, certainly this would be a concern given what Jackson Taylor means to this UD defense if he accumulates and if it is confirmed as a targeting.
And it's one of those things, again, like the discipline of UD is something that I guess we probably haven't talked too much about. Here's the replay.
Looking for helmet-to-helmet contact, leading with the crown of the helmet. And you even see members of the UNH offensive line coming up. That's Dylan Poirier, one of their key offensive linemen, signaling immediately for a look at that. Well, this is a key moment here for UNH because it's an opportunity for them, if this does confirm as targeting, to continue to munch up this clock here down the stretch of the first half.
Yeah. Coach Carty talks about how time of possession isn't really one of those metrics that he really keys on. But the fact of the matter is, if you don't have the ball, you can't score. And so UNH has done a pretty good job possessing the ball here and obviously moving it down the field and getting it to the end zone. And, giving away a 15-yard penalty and then losing one of your guys in the middle is obviously a big loss if they do uphold this targeting call. Looks like they're taking their time, so maybe it's not as cut and dry.
Well, certainly they have access to more angles than just the one replay that we've seen here, but the potential loss of Taylor would be significant, especially when you're talking about trying to contain one of the best running backs that UD is going to see on their schedule all year.
And I'm sure him and Dylan, they just work so well together, having so many reps, just back and forth talking to one another, and it's almost like it gets to that point where it's second nature. And so now, you lose a guy, and if in fact they do kind of uphold this penalty, you might have a little bit of a feeling out period, at least in the middle there, and hopefully it's that next man up mentality. But still, there might be a couple stretch play there where, it just kind of iron out some of the communication side of things.
Well, it looks like we have a decision here.
After review, there is no targeting on the play. Result of the play is third down.
Third down and 2 coming up. One final look at it, partner.
Again, running through zones, it's trouble. You got to sit down and can't run through it, and that's what happens when you run through it. So thought it was a good, clean hit and keeping great players in the game. And no injury on either side, which is what you want to see. Good clean hit, and everyone's healthy.
Third down and 2. Max Brosmer in shotgun. 228 and 2 touchdowns already on 15 of 22. Pressure coming. Passes tipped and caught by Tomlinson.
It looked like Ty Davis got a hand on that, and they were still able to corral it. UD brings pressure here. Max Brosmer with a good job getting the ball out of his hand quick. And Logan Tomlinson doing a great job. I think that ball was tipped, and he was able to still come down with it.
I mean, how about that type of concentration from your receiver? What
it
a great
it
play.
is so hard when the ball just changes. I don't care if it's a tiny tip or a big tip. It just shocks you almost when that ball's coming at you and it changes flight.
Brosmer. Pass is incomplete. Intended for Corcoran, who was open.
Corcoran was open, and they let Kyle Lepkowski free too, right down the middle of the field. So again, you kind of go back to that communication. See, I think the throw was just a little bit off target. Again, good pressure by UD. He's not sitting back there all day. He does have to get the ball out of his hand, and I'm sure he's feeling that, right? Just you throw the ball and you just get that little hit, right? You're like, all right, I'm getting rid of the ball at the right time, but I know I can't hold on to it any longer. So let's see if UD can bow up here. 2nd and 10.
Tomlinson in motion for UNH. Brosmer, a deep ball. Some contact, and it's incomplete.
Again, good job by the UD front four, really just being able to run a game and get pressure to Max Brosmer. You can see there's a little stunt on both sides here, and they're able to really get home. And again, Max gets it off, but he really is going to feel that hit, and he knows he can't hold on to it much longer.
Khalil Dawsey in coverage for UD. 3rd and long coming up.
So 3rd and long. Are they going to think players, not plays here, and try to get the ball to Dylan Lobby? Again, they're going to bring motion.
And a timeout taken by
Second
the
charge
Wildcats.
timeout, New Hampshire. 30-second timeout.
The second one used by UNH, and we're talking about Max Brosmer. Brosmer seems to have such great presence in the pocket, a great internal clock. For you as a player, when did that happen for you? When did all of a sudden you realize that you needed that internal clock?
I think you know that you need it, right? You always have to have it. It's just one of those things that develops over time, and it's I think I played a fair amount of football. And I don't know his backstory if he started when he was 8, but you just do so many dropbacks, and it's one of those things that you get a feel for.
We'll be right back. It's a big 3rd down coming up for UNH.
With Chevy Silverado and Silverado HD, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. With the power of up to 36,000 pounds of max available towing and the confidence of an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado for you. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all Silverado 1500 pickups. Plus, get $750 cash allowance on this Silverado. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
For over 40 years, Delaware Hospice has helped families cope with the overwhelming stress that accompanies a loved one's serious illness. Our team of compassionate experts gives you the freedom to focus on what matters most, spending time with loved ones. Our community outreach programs provide non-medical resources during a serious illness. And if you need in-home support during treatment, our palliative care team will work side by side with your physician to manage symptoms. You can count on Delaware Hospice because we're more than hospice, giving you the freedom to focus on what matters most.
Big third down coming up on a chilly night in Newark.
So you could see what they did before that, before they called the timeout there. They brought a little bit of motion. It looked like they were trying to identify what UD was doing on the back end. It looked like they were playing man because the safety ran with that motion. And so we'll see if they bring some motion again.
That's Dylan Laube into the slot for UNH. Brosmer in some trouble. Brosmer is down. Jackson Taylor, the first one in, and the Delaware defense stands up.
Great job. You could see that Max Brosmer was looking to his right, and I think he was trying to get that ball to his guy and just couldn't do it. Jackson was just in the way there, and great job bringing him down on a really important third down and forcing the punt.
Chase McGowan there to help clean it up. And UNH an opportunity to pin Delaware deep in their own territory here. Looks like they are going to show a punt from the UD 39. And this play is blown dead.
Second charge timeout, Delaware. 30-second timeout.
So second timeout of the half. You know, both of them used on special teams, I believe. It's one of those things that you hope doesn't come back to bite you, but hopefully they get the ball here with 5 minutes and they're able to make their drive, and those two wasted timeouts don't come back to hurt them in the end. It's one of those things that you definitely don't want to happen in the second half.
Well, right. We were expecting this game to be close in the first place, and you know, we were talking about special teams off the air before the game this afternoon that, you know, that's probably going to be the factor as this one plays out, and we will see how the weather sort of plays out for the rest of this one. We are expecting more rain to come, and with the wind as significant as it is, just watching the flags right now, it's going to be hard to see if any team can push the ball 20, 25 yards down the field in the air.
Yep. But it's a huge advantage here, right? If they're able to pin them deep, that now, you know, you don't know if you'll be able to have that explosiveness to your offense, and so it's just a huge play if you can pin UD deep here.
Sean Lehane, the punt. Opportunity. Oh my, look at that one. Running across the goal line. It is down at the 3.
Great job getting that ball down inside the 5. I thought for sure that ball was making its way into the end zone. So now you're in backed up. Really the goal of this isn't to go 97 yards in one play. Your first goal really is to just get 2 first downs, right? So I think you can kind of think of this as a 2-minute drive here. You got 4:47 on the clock, but you know, you don't really want to focus on, hey, we got to get into the red zone, we got to score a touchdown. It's really, hey, let's get that first 2 first downs and go from there.
Quick throw, Bermudez on the near side. He's up to the 10.
Love to see a great drive starter, right? Just get the ball out of the QB's hands quick, get it to a guy who's been making some plays to get today, and make it a positive gain and an easy second down here, 2nd and 3.
JoJo Bermudez, South Jersey product, Egg Harbor Township. Delaware head coach Ryan Carty calling him maybe as fast as anyone as I've ever coached.
And he's quick too. There's fast and there's quick, and he seems to have both.
Play action to Yarns. And a great catch in the middle of the field. There is Braden Bros.
What a great hands catch. Down and around the knees. Looked like a little trouble with the snap, but again, you love to see him get the ball out of his hands quickly, and what a great play by Bros.
Braden, his brother Finton, starting right tackle for UD. A couple of massive contributors for the Hens.
You kind of saw that ball dive. You wonder if the wind had something to do with it.
Play action again for Ryan O'Connor. Looking for Chandler Harvin. And it's broken up. Noah Stansberry in coverage.
Great coverage there by Noah Stansberry, and I think that's one of those 50-50 balls that UD really wants to come down with. They were able to come down with more than 50% last week, and they're really going to need to come down with some of those in order to win this game.
Something that UNH head coach Rick Santos was talking to us about. He said, you know, with all that talent on the outside, our guys are going to have to have short memories. They're going to
right.
make some plays.
That's right. And so, UD drives down the field, running and passing the ball last drive and come right back and keep on playing defense, right? Keep on doing what you're doing. Maintain discipline, and things will work out.
Quick throw underneath. Jordan Townsend. Close to a first down for UD. And they'll give it to him at the 34.
Love to see another quick throw. You got some motion. Gonna have to make that defense communicate. And Towson's able to just stretch for that first down. Good job knowing where the sticks were and getting it.
O'Connor avoids the free rusher and just has to throw it away.
Good job by Ryan O'Connor there. Had a free rusher off of the weak side. You'd love to see him identify that a little bit early. And he had some access on the short-hand side and could have just thrown that hitch. But good job getting out of the pocket, avoiding the rush. We talked about Brosmer's ability in the pocket. I think Ryan O'Connor is really looking good in that aspect. He's really athletic. He's able to get away from sticky situations, and good job getting rid of the ball there.
O'Connor doesn't have an option and is pushed out of bounds for a short loss.
Close to a late hit there. I think, Coach Santos talks about, staying disciplined, and that's one of those things. You got to stay disciplined there for sure. So again, right there. So second down, 2nd and 10. You're not able to get to your first or second read. Get rid of the ball here, as opposed to taking, a 2-yard sack. Right, those 2 yards, they matter.
It's a 3rd and 12. Play action to Marcus Yards. O'Connor, that ball's caught up in the wind, and it's caught for a first down. Well, I believe a flag did come in on that far side.
Hopefully just a sideline warning. You can see that ball did hang up there. Ryan O'Connor.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, sideline interference against New Hampshire. It's a 15-yard penalty, first down.
All right, so that's going to put UD in a great spot here. Big play plus the 15 yards, getting them close to red zone here. I know Carty's got the full playbook open here. You're not in the red zone yet, so you're not too compressed from a field perspective, and he still has basically the full playbook available.
Another big play for Jordan Townsend. His 4th first half reception.
And look how tight these safeties are to the line of scrimmage. They're at 8 yards. I mean, that's I'm sure Carty's seeing that and thinking about attacking.
O'Connor shovels underneath. Marcus Yards still on his feet and leaps into the end zone for a touchdown.
What an explosive player. You saw some great blocking downfield from JoJo Bermudez there. And that's what has to happen if you're going to break off these long runs. Great play design. Get the ball into the hands of a guy who can make a man miss, makes one guy miss, and he's off to the races. And again, JoJo with a great block downfield in the secondary to enable him to make it all the way to the end zone.
It's the 5th touchdown of the season for Marcus Yards.
So 5-point game, going for 2 here to make it 3.
Play action and a flip to
Another
Cumbie.
great play design.
Kyron Cumbie walks in for 2.
Love to see the creativity. Love to see the motion. It's just beautiful when it all comes together. Great play design. And again, talking about that momentum, UD able to score on back-to-back drives. 97-yard drive. I mean, really impressive, and still 2 minutes on the clock. So I think that was everything that Coach Carty wants. He wants them to be explosive. He wants them to be disciplined. He wants them to do it in the run and the pass, and I think you get a little bit of everything right there.
So Kyron Cumbie with the easy 2-point finisher to the drive to make it a 3-point game. It's a great look at it.
Yeah, there's just nobody out there, right? You have everyone on the right-hand side. You're bringing the one guy who's on the left in motion to the right-hand side, and you're able to kind of show off to him and then flip it out to Cumbie, and it's a walk-in.
Well, some real diehards hanging in tonight. It's a chilly night to be out. Winds whipping across.
So UNH has one timeout here. They're in a true 2-minute, depending on how this. Oh, win game, baby, win game.
What was maybe the windiest game you ever played in?
Rhode Island. Rhode Island in this stadium. I remember I tried to throw a ball to the sideline, like you typically try to throw it within 5 yards of the sideline, and it ended up in the numbers.
Dylan Laube opts to let this one bounce 4 yards deep in the end zone. I guess we'll have to go and take a walk at halftime to see if it feels as windy tonight as it did that night for you against Rhode Island.
I mean, I had to convince you to close the window. I figured you could tell I'm already scarred by that experience. So,
well, I figured it was just because you came underdressed to tonight's game.
That's right. That's right. So 2 minutes, one timeout. Don't have to move extremely fast here, but obviously you want to be efficient. And I think this is an offense that's fine going fast. That's one of the things that Coach Santos talked about. They have their package for this situation, and they're fully prepped and ready to go.
Brosmer on first down. Throw is tipped underneath. Wow, Dylan Traynor. Had he hung on to that one.
Made an unbelievable play last week, dropping out of the line of scrimmage, making a pick, and running it to the house. This week, again, he's able to step under, get in a zone, and just not able to bring it in.
Josh Fillion, the intended target. On second down, Brosmer has Fillion in the middle of the field, down at the 45.
I think UNH has found a little bit of a seam there, right? I think they want to attack the seams here. They've done it a couple times already, and they really seem to make some hay and be really explosive in that area of the field. And it's something that UD is going to have to address in the locker room.
Corey Lyde with the stop. Brosmer underneath to Dylan Laube. He's got a short pickup. That's Jackson Taylor cleaning it up.
Sometimes those checkdowns are the biggest things in 2 minutes. It's a great job by the UD defense making that only a 2 or 3 yard gain.
Brosmer right back on it. Back to Laube. And UD rallies to the ball. Once again in coverage, Jackson Taylor. Boy, he's got his hands full. And on the last 2 plays, he's able to contain Laube.
I think on both of those plays, there were 3 UD defenders around Laube as he went down. It's great to see them flying to the ball, even in a 2 minute situation.
It's 3rd and 9. Passes through the hands of Kyle Lipkowski.
3rd and 9. It looked like UD went 0 there. Dylan Traynor talking to the sideline and then got lined up and attacked.
It's Alex Villas in coverage, senior from Delray Beach, Florida.
Great job against a much bigger opponent. You know, being so multiple, having guys fly from every angle, you don't always get the best matchup where you get a big guy on a big guy, and it's really great to see a smaller defender up against a bigger guy being able to make the play.
Sean Lehane to send it away. And it takes a Delaware bounce, but was it saved?
Looks like touchback.
35 seconds and 1 timeout for UD.
35 seconds. Coach likes to be aggressive. I don't know. I think they might take him. He might have that one play in his playbook.
Illegal touching in the end zone by rule that results in a touchback. First down, Delaware.
So they, they might have that one play in their playbook that they say, hey, if we can get a chunk play here, and maybe we'll get up on the ball and we'll try to at least get a field goal in these 35 seconds. I'll tell you what, though, it would be great to have 3 timeouts right here. You saw how fast they made it down the field last time. You know, they got that momentum. It really would have been great if they would have those 3 timeouts that they wasted earlier this half.
O'Connor underneath. Great catch by Braden Bros. And he's still on his feet up to the 41.
Great play. So now they got to move fast, right? That short pass, getting close to over the 40. Let's see how fast they can move.
Snap at 24 seconds. O'Connor underneath. Here's Marcus Yarns. And Marcus Yarns down to the 32.
Great job. Just like the last drive where we talked about check down can sometimes be the best play in 2 minutes. It sure was there. And Marcus Yarns able to catch a 5-yard ball, drop his defender, and get up the field.
They mark him at the 33. Still 1 timeout in the pocket. O'Connor throws it out of play. Kim Wemberly in the area. 7 seconds and 1 timeout. What do you do here, Pat?
7 seconds, 1 timeout. You look at that flag, it is ripping. So I think you're playing for at least to get inside the 20, maybe 15 to be able to kick a field goal here. So you're going to take probably 1 shot at that, and then maybe you got 1 shot at the end zone if that first shot doesn't work out. You still have your timeout, so you can still attack the middle of the field. That middle of the field is open right now. I bet you're going to have that linebacker drop into Tampa 2.
Yarns motions out.
Attack the middle of that field.
O'Connor is in trouble and gets rid of it at the feet of Marcus Yarns with 2 seconds remaining in the half.
Great job just getting rid of it here. Let's see what they do.
Well, Delaware is going to try a field goal. But how about the great rush on the outside from Josiah Silver?
Yeah, he's an unbelievable player, and you knew you weren't going to be able to wrap him up. And these 2-minute situations are really where he can shine. And he really was able to put some heat on there. But again, Ryan O'Connor, great job just getting rid of the ball and not making a negative play. And now you got an opportunity for a 50-yard field goal.
Alex Schmoke from 50 yards out. It's no good. That ball moving around like a knuckleball once it got into the air.
Yeah, but a great job. I think taking that momentum into halftime is great. And, you're able to, again, go from a kind of, 20-yard line, get it into a position where you're able to take that field goal. Good momentum for UD.
It's a 3-point game at the break. Be sure to stick with us here at the half for an episode of Delaware's Built to Win series. This week, we take a look at Newark's own Savannah Siemens and Blue Hens volleyball, as well as stats and more coming up at the break.
Want to get to the game without having to worry about traffic? Dart to your destination. By using the Dart Transit app, you will know when your bus will arrive with real-time bus information. With the Dart Pass app, you can pay your bus fare touch-free. Just purchase your ticket on the app, then scan your phone under the Dart Validator. Need a ride to game day? Dart provides reduced fares for students. Dart can also take you down Main Street with an array of dining and shopping options. No matter where your day takes you, let Dart do the driving for you. Enjoy the ride.
Introducing the new and improved taste of Pepsi Zero Sugar. Now more delicious. Zero never tasted so good. Try it now.
Do you know what a blue hen is? It's prideful, spirited, fiery. A blue hen never backs down from a challenge. And we're there to support them. Delaware Orthopedic Specialist, the official orthopedic partner of University of Delaware Athletics.
St. Mark's really helped grow me into the person that I am today. My coaches, my teammates, some of my teachers, like it really just made me into who I am today. I have some of my greatest memories here with some of my friends. Like I just loved playing volleyball, and it was like something that really brought me joy. So being able to give that to other girls and show them how much volleyball can like do a lot for you, and it can bring you a lot of joy. And specifically doing it at my high school and being able to give back to those girls, see them smile, see them play the game that I love. I think it just means a lot.
My sister and I know that we left an impact here, but we want to continue to do that. You know, we don't want our name to just be over after we leave. I won 2 state championships, but I think it's more than that. You come here and you get to play and experience school, but then you go on and leave into the world, but you want to make sure that you come back and you give back to the people that made you who you are today.
My Aunt Ann, so she went to Delaware. She was the first of us that went to Delaware. So my dad's one of 5. So she was the youngest. So she graduated in 1977 from University of Delaware. And so my brother graduated in 88, my sister 86. And then that's where Dale and I come in, my husband and I. We graduated in 92. And then Claudia graduated in 2018. And now we have Sav.
I got to experience college, but I also got to come back to St. Mark's every single week, basically during the fall, to see her play volleyball. So that was really important to me as well, to see her still grow up, but also have that time at college for me.
I have all kinds of friends and people I've met at Delaware, even going to town to like all the restaurants and things like that. Everybody always comes back to Delaware.
Whether I decided to go to Delaware or not, I think just like hearing their experience, hearing my sister's experience, and as I got older, just realizing like what was important to me, and like being able to be close to my family, being able to still go to like Sunday dinners if I needed to, like if I just needed that little escape, or like having them at my games every weekend, like it just really means a lot to me. So I think as I got older and I was just deciding on a school, like that was something that was super important to me.
I said, you know, we live 3 miles away from campus, so you can be as close to us or as far away as possible.
She had other offers, but this is when she met the coaching staff, and we toured the campus and things like that. She just fell in love with it, and it's like, this is it. This is where I want to be.
When I was in my recruiting process, the coaches, the people at Delaware just really made it feel like home. So I think like over time, it just, the buildup of like people coming together and like really showing me like how many great memories I have there and how many more I could create at Delaware, it was just like really eye-opening.
Halftime at the Tub. It's a rainy evening. The rain has just picked up here at halftime as the band has taken the field. 3-point lead for UNH alongside former Delaware Blue Hen Pat Devlin. I'm John Moses. You know what an interesting first half, the way New Hampshire comes with the first 18 points of this one. Safety mixed into that, and just the one turnover. A relatively clean half overall. That UD offense getting on track in the second quarter.
Yeah, it's a game of momentum. I mean, UNH came out and really started hot, and then UD was able to finally stem that tide, and then they put 15 of their own up on the board. But I think it may have all started with that turnover, right? That turnover in the end zone. UNH is going in to score again, and UD is able to make a great play and turn it over and get the ball back. And I think that's one of those metrics that when you look at from a high-level perspective, what wins games is turnovers do. And so the rain has picked up. I don't know how heavy it's going to rain or how long it's going to rain, but if it does turn into a slot fest, who can take care of the ball and not turn the ball over? Because we are now in a tight game, a 3-point game, which is just a toss-up at this point.
Dylan Laube, the do-everything running back for New Hampshire in the first half, 5 carries for 23 yards, 4 receptions for 18 yards. How do you put that into context? Do you feel like Delaware's defense has done their job against him in the first half, or do you think there's room for improvement?
I think Manny Rojas is probably ecstatic that's a stat line at this point. I think what he's probably talking about with his guys is you got to be disciplined on everything else. You're so disciplined focusing on Laube. How can you be, you got to be disciplined and maintain it throughout the entire field, right? We were talking about those seam routes earlier, and I think that's one of the things that UNH has really exploited, and Max Brosmer's done a great job of, being able to complete those balls. Kind of try to extend the field for Max Brosmer and throw the ball to the outside and make him make the longer throws now that it's rainy and windy, and make him make those longer, tougher throws. And I think then you have an opportunity again to make some more plays, maybe cause some more turnovers. UD did have a tip earlier in the game. I think Dylan Traynor had that tip, and when you get the tips and overthrows, that's when you make the turnovers. And so how do you create more of that is really important. The other thing I think we touched on was the D-line for UD has done a great job pressuring Max Brosmer, and if they can continue to kind of keep that in the back of his mind, hey, you got to get rid of the ball early, and or at least on time, and you can't sit back there and just have all day to kind of just survey the field. I think that'll lead to some good things for the UD defense as well.
3-point game at the break. We'll take a timeout. Second half action is coming up.
Every bite better with Pepsi.
You know that feeling, right? That blue hen feeling? It's a fight song singing, fountain splashing, Greek life stepping, stone balloon mug having, Klondike Kate's Nacho Tuesday kind of feeling. It's a homecoming touchdown scoring, Deer Park dancing, double march madness bracket, met the maid of honor at my wedding kind of feeling.
Is it like this?
Yes.
What about this?
Oh yeah.
Or even this?
Definitely. It's a pride that swells and makes you buy little baby onesies and has your mamaw crocheting UD blankets at midnight. It's like being a UD record-breaking, Super Bowl-winning NFL quarterback.
Wait, that's like super specific.
Just go with it, Joe.
All right.
Our time here at UD gave us a home away from home and helped shape who we are today. So no matter where life has taken you or how far we've gone, remember that we are Blue Hens forever.
Introducing the new and improved taste of Pepsi Zero Sugar. Now more delicious. Zero never tasted so good. Try it now.
This is where everything starts. It's a place of new beginnings, new opportunities, and a new identity. We are the Coastal Athletic Association, and from the beaches to the city streets, we are united to succeed at an elite level. In competition, in our communities, in our lives. This is the tide that lifts us, the fire that burns inside all of us. This is our moment, our new chapter. This is CAA football, and we are united in excellence.
Delaware Imaging Network is Delaware's most trusted and preferred imaging provider. When you need fast, accurate results, trust the team of experts at Delaware Imaging Network.
Getting set for the second half. At Delaware, it's 18-15 UNH alongside former Delaware Blue Hen Pat Devlin. I'm John Moses. Well, first half plays out just about evenly, even though the first quarter was very much dominated by UNH. The second quarter very much dominated by UD. Pat, you and I have talked to both coaches about time of possession, and it's about even as we play right now.
Yeah, it's interesting. That's one of the things that Coach Carty just doesn't really care about. He thinks they can run a lot of plays in a very short period of time, but they have almost 9 minutes of possession, and UNH almost has 10, and it's really one of those things that Coach Santos talked to us about that they do care about, right? It's one of those things that they want to win it, and they want it to be lopsided. And so, like you said before, the rain is starting to pick up, the wind's still going. Are they going to be able to run the ball and drain the clock here and be able to put together some long, productive drives?
So UD head coach Ryan Carty in his second year leading his alma mater. Team was 8-5 a year ago, reached the second round of the FCS playoffs. Hammering St. Francis in round one on their home turf.
Working the refs, right? Least penalized team in the CAA, I think. So, it's not just the guys on the field, the coaches to work the refs too.
Blue Hens will take the first possession of the second half. Ryan O'Connor, 13 of 22 for 207 yards and 2 first half touchdowns. What has impressed you about O'Connor's performance in this first half, Matt?
I feel like he's done a really good job being exactly what I wanted him to be, efficient, right? He's gotten the ball out of his hands. He had that one, sack that he took where he rolled out of the pocket and took a 2-yard loss. But I think he's really been efficient.
Here's Joshua Youngblood. Big play across the 35-yard line on the return. What a spark Youngblood brings to the special teams group for Delaware.
Yeah, again, another start for this UD offense that's around the 38, right? So JoJo had the one long return and now another great return. It's awesome to start at the 40 and not at the 20 or the 25. And so, again, kind of just continuing that momentum for the offensive side of the ball for UD. On the defensive side of the ball for UNH, let's see if these DNs can get going. And if Ryan does end up holding on to the ball a little bit longer, I think those DNs, that'll give the DNs time to get home.
O'Connor checking with the sideline. First play from scrimmage in the second half. 3-point lead for UNH. Play action to Yarns. O'Connor, a deep ball. Jordan Townsend brings it in.
Great ball, great protection. And we talked about it a little bit, but those safeties, again, they're right up around that 8, 9, 10 yard. And Ryan O'Connor is able to take that little token fake, keep his eyes down the field, and, man, make a dime pass. And great job. First play for UD in the red zone here.
Townsend over 100 yards on just 4 receptions. And now Marcus Yarns gets a touch, and he's inside the 10.
Again, you've got to get back on the ball as quickly as you can. That's just a part of who UD is on offense. They want to move quick and get up on the ball and keep attacking. And Marcus Yarns able to make a productive first down run there.
Joe Eichmann bringing down Yarns after the pickup of 6. Second down and 4. That's Chandler Harvin in motion. O'Connor has Harvin, who's got 6, and the Blue Hens have their first lead.
Again, you love the design, bringing a guy in motion. You got a little fake the pitch out to the side to try to kind of spread out the defense a bit. And then Ryan O'Connor with just a great job getting the feet planted and firing in there to Chandler Harvin. Great way to come out and start that drive and go right down the field and score that touchdown. Really, really impressive offensive drive there coming out of the locker room.
Key extra point coming here for Alex Schmoke on a windy night. Chance to make it a 4-point game. .22 unanswered points for Delaware. Back to the touchdown.
Back to the touchdown. Little pump fake. Good protection by that UD offensive line. And then, making it easy. I don't know what that dance was. You know what that dance was?
Looks like a little bit of a celebration there. Blue Hens leading at 22-18.
And so now how can UNH respond, right? They have this high-powered offense, a couple great athletes on there, and can they really take some of this momentum that UD has been able to create and bring it back over to their side? Like you said, they started with 18 straight points. They obviously have the ability to do it. Just a matter of kind of getting that momentum back on their end.
So Dylan Laube is back in return position. And we are in the presence of another Delaware legend. He's here, Adderley. Welcome.
What's going on, man? Thank you for having me.
Welcome back. How does it feel to be back at the stadium?
Such a special moment for me, man, and my family. I mean, this is my first time being able to watch a game, and not be on the field. So I'm definitely excited to be home, man.
Here goes Dylan Laube.
Get him.
Laube still going. 100 yards. Sucks the air out of the building.
I mean, that's who he is.
Man, y'all
right?
making me want to go line up.
That's one way to get the momentum back on your end for sure. You can see, I think it's one of the first ones. He's kind of been letting a couple of those kickoffs go, and he decides to return this one, and obviously great payoff. UD has a couple chances, but just some arm tackles aren't going to bring down Dylan Laube. That speed. I mean, he's got it all. He's got the shiftiness. He's got the speed. Even at 100 yards, didn't look like he was slowing down.
And it's back to a 3-point game. Well, that's quite a way to welcome a Delaware legend back into the broadcast booth. Well, this year, you wrap up your NFL career in the spring. What have you been up to this summer?
Man, honestly, I really just been enjoying this downtime, being able to spend it with my family, my children, my wife. It's been really special for us just being able to have time. I definitely, I wouldn't have been able to be here right now, so I definitely just been cherishing, this downtime and just really catching up, because with the schedule and everything, I wasn't able to do as much as maybe I wanted to.
Have you had a chance to walk through the WIT and kind of check out these facilities? I mean, it's great. When I was here, I mean, we had that little weight room over there in the Bob, and we still got the job done. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, I think just what they built here is amazing to be able to bring recruits in. I think they have 3 official visits going on right now.
Shoot, my cousin one of them.
so it's great to be able to bring those recruits in and see this facility. Just talk about kind of how cool that is.
Yeah, I mean, it's what they've done is, truly incredible, with the Whitney, and I wish I had it when I was here, it's really, it's just a testament to how much effort they put into making sure that we have everything that we need, and that's why, I care so much about this place, because they take care of you, that's why I tell my younger cousin, that's why I tell everyone I talk to that they take pride in, making sure we have everything we need.
Joshua Youngblood trying to make something happen on the return. He's up to the 30-yard line. This year, 4 years with the Chargers. When you think back to your playing career in the National Football League, what are some of the first memories that come to mind?
Yeah, I mean, first thing, just reflecting. I was able to live my dream, So, and I know a lot of people aren't able to say that, and I definitely am proud of all the hard work and everything to get to that stage. Some of my favorite memories really were just, every single week. I didn't take any week for granted, and just being able to play on that stage, be around the guys, and fight together. It was truly a dream come true.
What do you feel about the jump from FCS to the NFL as far as skill set? Like what made it different? Was it the size? Was it the speed? Was it everything? Was it, hey, nothing's changed, it's just football?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's just football. I think the biggest thing, just from a mental perspective, just everything we need to be aware of, like the level of talent, especially at the quarterback position, is definitely different. But, I think, there's guys, that come from all over, whether it's D2, FCS, so I've seen extremely talented guys at all levels.
Ryan O'Connor taken down for a 1-yard loss. It'll be 3rd down and about 3 for UD.
So I think we critiqued Rich Gannon's coin flip the last time he was up here in the booth. Did you flip the coin?
Yeah, it looked pretty good.
It was good.
To me,
It was good. Get some rotation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They let me keep it too. I appreciate it.
Oh, did you still have it on you? Can we see it?
Yes,
oh,
sir.
Wow, this is great.
is it one of those coins where you have to like explain like what's head and what's tails, and you got to like the historical, I think it was the Steelers, right? Where Jerome Bettis called it, and there was a mix-up.
Third down and
official.
3. Oh, this is official. O'Connor, complete underneath, reaching for the first down, Kyron Cumbie, and it looks like they'll give it to him.
Great reach by Cumbie, and you love to see Ryan O'Connor, again, being efficient. You don't need to force the ball down there. 3rd and short, just kind of take what the defense gives you, throw that little flat route, let your guy go make a play, stretch it out there for the first down. Great job by Cumbie.
What were some of the first memories you have from coming on campus for the first time as a college student?
Yeah, so coming on campus for the first time, I mean, really, like, the guys and the coaches, they really opened me up with, open arms. And, I really felt at home. There's a lot of guys that, whether they came from the Philadelphia area, Jersey, Delaware, that kind of pipeline, I really felt at home. Even versus going to different places and traveling there, it was different, just even the level of care and, I just felt at home.
That's Kim Wemberly, his first impact of the game. First down to the UNH 38.
We've been talking a little bit about UD's defense, and they play this 3-2-6. Have you ever played in a 3-2-6?
No, I didn't, but the way it's looking right now, I would love to.
It sounds fun, right?
Absolutely.
There's DBs all over the place.
There we go.
O'Connor, deep ball for Bermudez. The wind may have pushed that one out of play.
Yeah, that's one of those long balls. Looks like the wind's blowing that out of bounds. Again, you just kind of want to drive it, keep that ball low. Maybe you don't want to kind of make a decision before the snap, but maybe that's one of those where you want to throw it back shoulder just to be able to keep it low and drive it.
Nasir, it's such a sort of windy, rainy day. Do you have any rain games or wind games that you played in that come to mind?
So the one that I think about is Lafayette. We played here at Lafayette, and it was pouring. It was nothing like what it is tonight, so. But that Lafayette game definitely, reminded me of what it's like playing in, pouring rain.
That's Marcus Yards. A good pickup on second down to set up third manageable for UD.
Just the ability to make, catch the ball. This is basically a run play, right? Just get it out to him. And he can just make a guy miss and just make some positive yards. It's 3rd and medium now. Again, if Coach Carty gets in that 4-down mindset, you can run it, you can throw it here, you can do a lot of things. And just a great way to set yourself up for a couple plays and continuing on this drive.
O'Connor hands to Marcus Yards.
Yards, good job knowing where the sticks are. Looks like he was able to get that first down.
Boy, Nasir, how did you prepare for a running back like Marcus Yards? You got a chance to follow him a little bit and watch him here tonight. How do you counteract his combination of power and speed?
Yeah, so, one of the things I definitely noticed, was his shiftiness and able to, hit the home run, and a lot of backs, I feel like, aren't capable of doing that. And, if you're preparing for a back like him, I definitely would say just being disciplined with your eyes, making sure they're on his hips and making sure, they're not high on his head so he can fake you out and stuff like that, and just taking the right angles. I feel like in the game of football, angles are so important, especially with him. You got to do it.
Talk about kind of both of these offenses. They move around so much, lots of motion, lots of shifts, like communication in the back end. Talk about the importance of that and how you do it, right? Because there's you guys are spread out across the field. It's got to be difficult. Is it the hand signals? Is it you guys yelling back and forth at one another? Or?
Yeah, definitely with the the crowd and the environment, the stadium, like you have to be able to have some nonverbal communication.
Some trickeration into the hands of Joshua Youngblood.
Yes, sir.
And Youngblood gets in for 6. Such elite speed for Joshua Youngblood, and Delaware's back in front.
Great job by Youngblood. Let's make sure he holds onto that ball as he crosses the goal line. Nice little flip, great misdirection. Great blocking downfield, right? We talked about blocking downfield.
Boy, on that replay, you see the reaction from the UNH sideline asking for review. I think the officials have...
The ruling of a touchdown is under further review.
So this is a real key review. Did Youngblood maintain possession across the pylon, or did he fumble it through the end zone?
And we talked about that fumble earlier on by UNH in the end zone that UD was able to recover. We talked about how big that was and how big turnovers are, and this is another one of those situations where it could be a huge momentum swing one way or the other.
It was an early turnover for UNH right when they were knocking on the doorstep in the first quarter on their opening drive. Let's see if we can get a better angle at it here.
And you see a lot of open space. Just great scheme, great play. Man, as he passed the goal line there, it's tough to tell from what I can see. See, the ref was right there. He's shaking his head. It looked like he got it. The rain is coming now.
Of course, these are the remnants of Tropical Storm Ophelia. Blanketing rain all across the CAA today. A lot of games playing through this rain today. Richmond a winner over Stony Brook today. As one last
After
look
review,
at this here.
the runner fumbled the ball prior to crossing the goal line, went out of the end zone. Therefore, it's a touchback. New Hampshire ball, 1st and 10.
So a huge shift in momentum. New Hampshire will take over. Nasir, thank you so much for stopping by. This was so much fun. Look forward to following your success. What's next in your life?
Thank you so much, man. I mean, I definitely, like I said, special moment for me and my family. I appreciate everything you guys continuously do for me. It feels great to be home. Let's go get this win.
And go Birds.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thanks for coming in this year. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
25-22 as UNH takes over. Handoff on first down into the middle, and no gain, perhaps a gain of about 2. Well, Pat, under 9 minutes to go here. Now it's a much different game as the rain has picked up heavier than it's been at all today and really throughout the whole weekend.
Yeah, I think you told us going into this game right around 8 o'clock that weather was coming, and right on cue, it is coming down. And so let's see if this changes what UNH has been doing and what they've been successful doing, right? They've kind of pushed the ball down the field a little bit more than we thought that they would. Now they're going into the wind and they have the rain to deal with, but can they still throw it?
Brosmer to throw, and he's got enough for a first down up to the 36-yard line.
Good operation, right? You kind of just think about just when it's pouring like this, can you get the snap? Can you catch the snap if you're in shotgun? Can you get the laces and get rid of it? And really no trouble there for Max Brosmer. And the receiver looks like he took his gloves off. He's ready for the rain game, and he knows how to play in it. Coach Santos talked about five rain days in camp. And so that's great to really get some experience under your belt on that front.
Handoff to Dylan Lauby, who reverses field. Lauby can't outrun to the sideline. Terrific play from Alex Villas chasing him down.
Great play by Alex Villas. That's a tough one, right? You got a guy like Dylan Lauby who's kind of running free and running away from him, and you're able to track him down. Again, that's 93 Jack Hall. Jack Hall's been in the backfield a lot today. He's really playing a great game. And again, an unbelievable tackle to run down Dylan Lauby. He's got some game breaker type speed.
Pat, how much harder does it get for defenders to tackle when the opposing runner is wet and when this rain is coming like this?
I think the defenders love it. I don't know if it changes much for them. I think that there you go. It's tough. Wide receiver couldn't hang on to it there because of the rain, most likely. I think for the defensive guys, if we were playing in a field and it was all muddy and it was tough, the offense knows where they're going, but the defense doesn't know where the offense is going, so they have a little bit of an advantage from a footing perspective. But when you got great conditions in the turf, everyone kind of has their footing. I don't know if there's much of an advantage there.
Pressure from Dylan Traynor. 3rd down and 10 for UNH.
Yeah, again, they continue to make Dylan Brosmer just uncomfortable, a little uncomfortable in there. He's just taking hits. They're not able to sack him maybe, but they're able to get a hit on him.
Brosmer, Lauby underneath, lost his footing. The UD defense holds Lauby to a loss of 1.
Great swarming defense there. I think Ty Davis was in there early. And really great job. One guy's not going to make the play. A lot of guys are going to have to swarm to the ball, and that's what they did right there.
Sean Lehane to punt it away for UNH. It's Jordan Townsend back to receive. Townsend, smart decision to let it go, and it takes a UD bounce to the 39-yard line. Just a 29-yard net on that punt.
So great job by the UD defense making a stop right there. They obviously had the sudden change situation, and they're able to get the UNH offense off the field.
3-point game with 6:09 to go in the third quarter. UD taking over for their second possession in this second half, actually their third possession. And, you know, that opening drive saw exactly what that UD offense is all about. A couple of big plays leading to a quick touchdown.
Absolutely, and now we can kind of see they had that sudden change, right? The defense does a good job getting a stop. Now the offense gets to get back out on the field and see if they can, again, take the ball down the field and continue having the success that they have.
Hand off to Kyron Cumby on first down. And he crosses midfield into UNH territory. Another first down, 19th of the game for UD.
So receiver at Illinois, straight line fast. I mean, you can see it there, right? He just kind of got that outside zone and just really, you know, got to the outside quick and was able to get that first down. And again, it's great to be able to run the ball when I think the rain is still coming down in sheets. So we'll see if they continue to pound it or if they're able to push the ball down the field.
Right back to Cumby, dragging a defender across the 45.
So I think something that Coach Carty definitely has to have his eyes on is these safeties are still playing right around that 10-yard mark. And that's great to be able to stop the run. But when you have some of the speed that UD has in the wide receiver room, it's really tough to keep those guys from getting over top of you when you're starting. I mean, some of these guys are 8 yards deep at the snap of the ball.
Blue Hens keep it on the ground. Back to Cumby, right in the neighborhood of a first down.
You see it right there. Cumby just give him the ball, and he just outruns that D end or outside linebacker there and gets to the sideline. Now you're at a manageable third down. And again, this is one of those where sometimes when you get a 2nd and 1 in a traditional offense, they might take a shot. Right, it's 3rd and 1, and they'll probably go for it if it ends up being 4th and 1. So will they end up taking a shot here, or are they not feeling good about the current weather situation?
The wind is as heavy as it's been all day. Same with the rain. 3rd down and a yard. Low snap into the hands of Marcus Yarns, and he's got the first down.
Keep running it if you're going to get 8 a pop. Yeah, it looks like it is blowing it and raining down on that field, and great tough run there from Marcus Yarns, keeping the pad level low and making some extra yards even after contact.
So Dane Williams in on the stop for UNH. Delaware over 400 yards of total offense. O'Connor, quick throw to the near side, and that is complete to Kim Wemberly. Graduate transfer out of the Ivy League. Top receivers at Harvard a year ago. Second team All-Ivy as a senior.
Again, getting him involved, just getting him a catch, sometimes that's enough just to get a guy going. And, again, another one of those graduate senior guys that just has a lot of experience and is a great guy to be a leader on the offense.
Back to the ground, Marcus Yarns. He can see the end zone and scores. Delaware back in front.
Outside zone, over that right-hand side, running right over top of Fenton Bros, who's one of the captains. Pulling a couple guys, bringing them around. Brock Gingrich doing his thing out there on the edge, and Marcus Yarns really takes care of the rest. It's great to go untouched into the end zone.
A 30-yard scamper from Marcus Yarns. Chance to make it a 4-point game. Extra point from Alex Schmoke is good. And Delaware leads 29-25.
Another look at it here. A couple guys pulling around. Marcus just making it look easy out there. And I love the scheme again. I mean, it just seems like there's no one on that second level, but you have all your wide receivers on the other side. You pull a couple tackles around, and it's easy. Makes it look easy.
UD back in front in the driving rain, leading by 4.
The new 2023 GMC Sierra AT4X is equipped to conquer the great outdoors. Or the great indoors. Welcome to the peak of premium off-roading. Or get 0.9% APR and no monthly payments until 2024. Plus get $2,500 purchase allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle on 2023 Sierra Denali 5.3-liter V8 light-duty models.
It's there in his passion to teach and help his students create, and there in helping her students stay focused on a task and get it right. It's also in that moment when she accomplishes a goal she's been working on for weeks, or in that nudge of encouragement that motivates her to learn. Student success in Delaware Public Schools is built on these individual stories happening every day, and it's driven by teachers and education support professionals working together to give every student the attention they need to be successful in life.
Why choose Del One? 1 out of every 11 Delaware residents is a part of the Del One family. Rooted in Delaware, community-driven, Del One strives to be an active part of Delaware neighborhoods and organizations. To this day, the Del One Foundation has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for countless local charities, and our commitment continues. Choose Del One, and let's grow together.
Upcoming Delaware football schedule presented by Dart. Dart is keeping you moving forward. A week off next week. Bye, and then right back into it. Duquesne and North Carolina A&T here at home before traveling to Hampton.
Yeah, absolutely. And last year, Delaware was 6-1 at home and 2-4 away. And I know Coach Carty really wants to work on that away schedule, but they'll get a couple cracks at it here in the Tub over the next few weeks and then go on the road. And I know they have a couple games there, so Coach is going to be looking to kind of keep on improving on what's been working and kind of fix, what has been going well for him in these next few games. And ball falls off the tee again, so hopefully we can get some guy out here to hold it for him.
Well, UD averaging 356 yards of total offense per game this year. They're already up to 440.
440, 313 through the air, 127 rushing. I'm sure Coach Carty really likes to see that. I mean, that's what his offense is all about. And it's not just one person doing it, it's really by committee.
Short kickoff covered up by Tim Bonagura. And UNH will take over in this second half. What adjustments have you seen from the UNH offensive attack?
I think UNH, just to kind of get back on track, they kind of need to get back to what was working for them, and I think that was kind of not featuring Dylan, and maybe it's they're going into the wind and the rain really picked up, and they kind of need to be able to hand it off to their running back, but I think they were really able to attack those seams, and maybe it's the UD defense who kind of cleaned some things up on their end to kind of shut that down, and maybe they need to find a new place to attack.
Just 11 rushes for 49 yards for New Hampshire, and this is Dylan Laube, and he is dragged down. Well, actually, it's Max Brosmer who kept possession of it on a read option.
Yep, probably made the right read there, where I think Chase still took down Laube there, but able to get a couple yards on first down and still stay ahead of the chains.
Miles Thomason in at running back next to Max Brosmer. Junior takes the snap. He's got a clean pocket and completes to the far sideline. Still on his feet, that's Joey Corcoran. He's got a first down.
Joey Corcoran, one of those more younger guys in the wide receiver room, but he's one of the most complete guys. I think you see it there in his route running. And a good ball by Max Brosmer here. Just a nice little quick fake and snaps it off to the outside. And so you see some of the versatility. I think we talked about, they were attacking those seams, make them throw it out wide. Well, guess what? You make them throw it out wide, and it's still an easy completion for Max Brosmer.
Brosmer up to 283 yards through the air on 22 of 34. Read option, and it's going nowhere. Laube chopped down for a big loss.
Great job attacking the mesh point there. Able to really cause some havoc in the backfield. Look, they're just trying to read that mesh, and they just attack it before the play can even get started.
Alex Villas, another big play in the backfield. Villas, senior, transferred in from Stetson, redshirted in 2020.
So 2nd and 15, and you don't have to get it all back right now. Try to make it a 3rd and manageable, and get back on track.
Brosmer, pass incomplete, and a flag comes in. It's Khalil Dawsey in coverage.
Trying to work the sidelines again. Kind of throws a back shoulder ball that kind of ended up inside.
Defense, number 4. Ball's placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Official indicating contact around the waist of the receiver as the ball came in.
That's one of those, it's just tough on the defender, right? You kind of trying to come back for the ball, and you seem like you're in pretty good position, but that wide receiver knows the ball's coming and the DB doesn't. And is just able to kind of make a play, and that DB's just got to try to get their hands off a little bit earlier.
Brosmer, quick to the near side. Logan Tomlinson. He's got enough for a UNH first down.
Good efficiency here. It feels like the UNH offense is starting to get back into a groove, right? Max Brosmer sees access out there on the side, and he's able to take just one step out of the gun and then fire it out there. And good things happen when you can get your playmakers the ball in space, and got a first down there.
Motion is Corcoran. Brosmer throws short of Corcoran. It's incomplete.
So 2nd down, you gotta kind of start to think that these guys are going to take a shot at some point and maybe try to attack the end zone. But it looks like the wind is still whipping out here, and we're coming down close to the end of the 3rd quarter. They might just wait until they flip the field and then take the shot when the wind is at their advantage.
That wind really pushing across the surface from the New Hampshire sideline to the Delaware sideline from the top to bottom of your screen. Screenplay set up, and UD is all over it. Tomlinson stopped for a loss of 2.
So they don't have to run another play here. And it looks like they're going to make the decision to take it to the 4th here because they want that wind at their back.
Big 3rd down and long coming as UD tries to bring their own energy into the tub today. Bit of a lighter day because of the weather, Pat. And, that's something you and I were talking about with both coaches this week, that this is often a tough place to play because of the support that Delaware gets from their community. Something you know quite well.
Yeah, it's a great place to play, and typically you got a ton of support, but when it's blowing and raining like this, it's tough to get, even the student section out here. It's great to see a couple of students still sticking around because it is getting messy out here. But you see the guys jumping around on the sideline and trying to bring their energy. I think that was something that they were missing early on, but certainly have picked up as the game has progressed.
15 minutes remaining. It's a 4-point lead for UD. Round coming to open the 4th quarter. 3rd and 12 for UNH, trailing by 4. As the rain has picked up heavier. Brosmer in the gun. His pass is complete. His big tight end over the middle, Kyle Lepkowski.
Really great levels there, and Brosmer is able to just really step into one. That was one of those where it didn't really seem like he had a ton of pressure in his face. It kind of opened up. Yeah, they did a good job doubling Hall there, and he's able to have a clean pocket and able to step into a throw and a good completion and good 1st down there on a really long 3rd down.
Brosmer passed 300 yards for the game. Laube is the single setback. He's only got 21 yards on the ground in this one. Brosmer looking for Laube underneath.
Laube's one of those guys, though, who, like, he can have 20 on the ground. He has a couple in the pass game, but then he has 100 on the kick return, right? Like, he just always finds a way to get his yards, and just a super impressive player.
Laube, that was his 2nd career 100-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Had one last year against Richmond in November. The 5th time in UNH's program history they've had a 100-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. 2nd and 10. Brosmer Complete over the middle again to his tight end, Lepkowski.
Lepkowski, it's raining, it's wet. Who do you go to? You go to your big target in the middle, right in front of you. Great job again stepping in. That time he did have pressure at his feet, and he's able to step into it. Again, make another really great throw. And you see UNH here. They're kind of taking their time. They're huddling. They're kind of moseying around the ball. Like they just kind of, you can see him just kind of milking the clock a little bit here. And, he's even taking his time right now, right? He's just kind of letting the clock bleed down and getting into the play now.
Brosmer. Blitz is picked up. Jump ball. And it falls incomplete. Tomlinson begging for more laundry, but none coming.
Really great job by Brosmer. He knows it's zero. He kind of backs out of there. And really great try to make that play. Put it right in the bucket, right where it needed to be. And just good hand fighting there on both sides, and ball falls incomplete.
There's Khalil Dawsey in coverage once again.
It's one of those things that might be a matchup they like. It kind of feels like they're going after him a bit, and so we'll keep an eye on that as the game keeps going here.
Play clock down to 4. Brosmer, play action. Complete underneath. Close to another first down at the 5-yard line. That's the other big tight end on the roster, Colby Ramshaw. Similar looking completion to the last two to Lepkowski.
Running a little pump and go out to the right, and UD does a good job staying disciplined, staying home. That's not there, but Brosner does a great job getting off of that really quickly and getting into the rest of his read and finding a completion. And now they don't have a 3rd and long. Now they've got a 3rd and 2, really manageable. But again, they're getting tight down here in the red zone. This is where UD kind of has done a good job stopping the offense.
Play action to Laube. Brosmer lobs it up, and nobody home. 3 doesn't do you any good, or does it at this point, Pat?
At this point, you can get 3, you get to 28, and then all you need is another field goal. But depends on how they feel about their field goal kicker in this weather. And again, you kind of talk about the operation. It seems like the center and the quarterback exchange isn't having any issues, but you never know what's going through the coach's mind about the short snapper, the holder, right? Do they have that same kind of experience in this kind of weather? And again, he wants to go for it and try to get 6 here.
It's 4th and 2. Timeout taken by UNH.
First charge timeout, New Hampshire. Media timeout.
Simply one you had to take. 4th and 2 coming up from the 5-yard line. UNH, a big play coming up on the other side. Big 4th down and 2 coming for UNH from the Delaware 5 with 12 and a half to go in the 4th quarter.
And they call it timeout there. I like that timeout, right? You want to make sure that you got everyone on the field that you want to have on the field. You probably have like a 2-point conversion play maybe that you like here, and typically you get to choose the hash for those. But here you're obviously on the left hash, so that may play into it. But we'll see what they go with.
There goes Laube in motion. Throw is incomplete. And Delaware takes over on downs.
Again, I think it's a really critical point in the game. Who do they want to go to? They want to go to their guy Dylan Laube, and you could see UD. They moved him around, and UD didn't lose him on defense, and that kind of goes again discipline. You see him fighting over the top of all those screens, and they're able to get out there, and obviously not a clean throw and catch and turnover on downs. And now you got this UD situation. Now UD's going into the wind on offense. They're backed up. Again, they don't need to. They don't need to kind of score on this first play. They got to think about, hey, just 1 first down, 2 first downs, and try to flip the field for their defense.
Second time that Delaware's starting a drive at their 5 as Marcus Yarns takes the first down carry for a pickup of 4. Delaware had a 97-yard drive for a touchdown in the first half, starting that drive from their own 3.
Yep. And it was kind of they had some big shots, and that's just a part of the offense, but it was more methodical. I think they had a lot of plays during that drive. And again, don't try to take a big chunk out of it right away. Try to kind of get into this drive, and that was a good way to start it.
That's Bros in motion. Handoff actually is still in the hands of O'Connor. Quarterback keeps it himself for a short pickup.
I think that was the right read there by O'Connor, and I think he tried to get down and save himself from a hit there as well, which is always important. And so, again, good job. Positive yardage. You got a 3rd and manageable. Obviously, this isn't a spot where Coach Carty would go for it on 4th down, but you're kind of in this spot where I think you're averaging around 5 yards a carry, right? Do you want to go in and run the ball here, or do you want to go to your wide receivers?
Still plenty of time on the play clock as Delaware looks to their sideline.
The old check with me.
Yarns in motion. O'Connor in trouble. His throw incomplete. He had Jordan Townsend right in the neighborhood of a first down.
So I think here they got a little motion. They got a little quick game, and you can see Ryan looks to his right, and then he's coming back to his left. Typically on quick game, you want to stay on one side of the field. And when you're late coming back, you're looking right, and then you're late coming back to that quick slant to the left. It's really tough to make a good throw, to make a throw that's on target and complete it. And now they have to punt again in their own end zone, and it's still raining and it's still windy, and let's make sure that they can get the operation right.
A lot of pressure on Ryan Cost. Punter for UD. And he gets it away. Laube on the return. And he is wrapped up. Dylan Traynor in on that stop. Good field position for UNH, and all things considered, that's pretty good special teams execution from UD.
That is right. You talk about the operation, and then oh yeah, we're kicking it to Dylan Laube. We got to be able to actually cover him. So great job. Obviously, he makes the first guy miss, but swarming defense on their end, and they're able to get him down on the ground. But he's able to make some positive yards. And now listen, UNH is starting from basically the 50, right? And so kind of what you talk about, the goal of the offense, the UD offense, when they got backed up, hey, try to get some first downs and flip the field. They weren't able to do it. Can UNH now take advantage of a short field type situation to kind of, get either chip into this 4-point lead from UD or flip the score altogether?
Brosmer in the gun. That's back to Tomlinson. Throwing deep. It's intercepted. And pushed out of bounds. UD has it in the hands of Khalil Dawsey.
Second gadget play of the game. And this one did not quite work out as well as the first. That is asking the wide receiver to throw a long ball in a windy, rainy game. Wow.
Dawsey out of bounds at the UNH 47.
We talked about Dawsey, right? He had a couple of those plays where I'm thinking of penalties against him, and it kind of felt like UNH was attacking him, and then he comes back and he makes that play. It's great to see that resiliency.
Handoff on first down, reverse and reverse. O'Connor, a trick play of his own, looking for Bros. It's incomplete.
Another trick play, and they were able to handle the operation. I sound like I think an old-time football coach. Like, that's a lot of handling of the ball. It makes me nervous when it's so windy and rainy, but Ryan O'Connor gets it back, and he has to get it back quickly and then get it out quickly, and he's not able to make a great throw right there. But I love the attacking nature of the UD offense, and I love that, hey, we got a turnover, let's take a shot and try to make a big play.
Great coverage there from Noah Palm. Screen play set up. Here goes Marcus Yarns. He keeps his footing. Yarns with a first down.
Great play design again. They just lose track, right? We talked about how the UD defense hasn't really lost track of Dylan, but here, they're able to slip out of the backfield and really make a good play there. Again, great play design.
Boy, Yarns, some kind of impact today. 74 yards, a touchdown on the ground, another 70 yards receiving, and he's got another touch here on first down, spinning ahead up to the 31. Pickup of just one on first down as we're under 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
I'll bring it back to my guy AP, Andrew Pierce, Coach Pierce. I mean, he just really knows how to get these guys ready for the game. I think even on the blitz pickup, I think it was something that UNH was doing something early, and they kind of have gotten away from a bit, but the running back core has really been strong today between Cumbie and Yarns. And you love to have them show up on a day like today when it's just ugly out here. And they're really, really showing up and showing out well.
Kyron Cumbie rotates into the backfield for Delaware. On 2nd and 9, O'Connor. Deep ball for Wimberly. It's incomplete. Pat, are you surprised at all by the number of deep shots taken by these teams given the weather in the last few minutes?
I think early on you tempt it, and if they're still putting balls where they need to be, which they were right there, I think that was a ball. Again, one of those 50-50 balls that they made a lot of those plays last week, and they need to come down with those when they happen this week. I think the coaches are confident in their gunslingers. They're out there, they're making good throws. Doesn't look like the ball's slipping out of their hands, and so keep throwing it. Because it's one of those things. You stretch out the defense. Again, these safeties are still tight. You got press on the corners. You got corner blitz here. Good job with a hot.
Quick throw to the outside. Wimberly lost possession of it. And UNH saying that it should be an incomplete pass, but Wimberly reaching forward to the 25, and he appears shaken up.
Ruling on the field is a catch. Timeout for injured player.
Yeah, you hope that it's nothing too serious. But I think that was a good catch.
Yeah, Wimberly immediately going down after that reception. Such an important player added to this offense. Grad transfer from Harvard.
Played a lot of football. Good leader in that room. That'd be a big loss for them.
And we'll take a timeout with UD leading by 4.
Attention Blue Hen fans, we're excited to announce that Grain Craft Bar and Kitchen is the official post-game spot for Delaware football.
Bring your UD pride from the stadium and go to any of Grain's 5 locations after the game, from Trolley Square to Lewis. Regulars have been enjoying Grain Craft Bar and Kitchen since 2015 for live music, great food, and fun.
And now open, Grain Exchange is across the street from Delaware Stadium with an outdoor bar, stage, live music, and food. Grain Craft Bar and Kitchen is built by Blue Hens for Blue Hens.
When it comes to the health of you and your family, you want to trust in having the best partner for your well-being. Ranked among the top 50 in the country, that's exactly what you'll find at ChristianaCare. Because you deserve excellence from your physician, specialists, nurses, and staff, with safe and convenient ways to get the care you need. And at ChristianaCare, we add in something special: love. It's at the heart of everything we do, and we do it all for the love of health. Your health.
with Chevy Silverado and Silverado HD, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. With the power of up to 36,000 pounds of max available towing and the confidence of an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado for you. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all Silverado 1500 pickups. Plus, get $750 cash allowance on this Silverado. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
4-point lead for Delaware on a windy and moist evening, and just got to work through these elements, Pat.
It hasn't slowed the offenses down, right? You mentioned throwing the ball deep, and my thoughts on that. It's been great to watch these guys just work through it. It's like it's not even an issue, right? So I think you kind of know when UNH kind of slowed the ball down and let the third quarter run out that they did want to flip the field a bit. But I think overall it just really hasn't been a huge determining factor in this game, which is great to see because these are two great teams going up against one another, and it's been a fun game to watch so far, and still got 9 minutes left to go.
So after the reception by Wimberly, who was helped to the sideline, it is 4th and 3, and UD's going to go for it at the UNH 25. Motion man is Cumbie. Play action to him. O'Connor underneath, complete to Townsend as a flag comes in, and I don't think Townsend has enough for the first down.
I think there was a great stop there. There's a flag down. I think it was a hold that'll get declined if they were stopped short.
Holding. Offense, number 9. Penalties declined. The runner was short of the line to gain. It's first down, New Hampshire.
You see the flag there on Braden Brose. And great pursuit and coverage.
So I think that's probably one of those that maybe the weather did play a factor into, right? Because probably could have kicked a field goal there. It would have been a long field goal, but probably could have kicked a field goal and made it a 7-point game, right? So, I mean, it's, that's one of those decisions that I think Coach Carty is totally fine with, hey, going for it on 4th down. It's kind of just his mentality. But it's one of those things that you kind of might look back at a little bit later and say, what if?
Motion for Logan Tomlinson. Completion to the outside, slipping a tackle, Corcoran, and he is tackled into the UNH sideline.
You got to be close on that sideline tackle. You don't want to give them a free 15 there, so it's good to see the UD defense staying disciplined and not getting that penalty there.
So some of those guys up front for UD. Something that UNH head coach Rick Santos noted that Delaware just very big across their offensive line.
They are, and I think it all starts up front, and they're
completion to the outside. DJ Lincolns has been quiet in the second half, but he's got first down yardage up over 100 yards now tonight.
Yeah, but he showed up in the first half, and there he is again, and I think that's exactly what Coach Santos wanted. You know, take a short catch and turn it into something a little bit more. Make one guy miss, and then you're kind of off to the races there. But going back to the UD big guys up front, you got Brock Gingrich, and he's the captain and really the heart. He's making the calls up front. And, 135 yards today. He's obviously doing a great job. And then, Yarns and Cumbie, they're just doing a great job finishing the runs, right? You can see the explosiveness and the speed and how they play. But then there's also a lot of toughness in that room as well. And I'll give some props again to my guy, AP.
2-yard pickup on first down for Dylan Lauby. Second and 8. Max Brosmer with a lot of green in front of him. Flag comes in as Brosmer slides down at the 35. But let's see about the flag thrown from behind the offensive line.
Holding. Offense, number 55. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
Let's watch the center here. Yep.
Osho Omayeni, senior captain from Lowell, Massachusetts. And it wipes out a first down run from Max Brosmer.
Holding Keyshawn Hunter there, right? And Keyshawn was doing a great job kind of getting around the center, and you have no choice. You got to either hold him or let him get to your QB. and he obviously held him there. But Max Brosner again did a great job, kind of stepping up in the pocket. Just the gates open, and he's able to kind of take it for that big run. But obviously, kind of second and long here, and again thinking kind of try to get half of it back. Try to make it 3rd and 10, 3rd and manageable, so you don't have to deal with a long yardage situation.
Brosmer completes underneath. And gets to right about what you're talking about.
That's right.
Looks like it'll be 3rd and 11.
That's right. So, 3rd and 11, obviously not optimal, but it's better than 3rd and 18. And so, they don't have a ton of plays for 3rd and 12, but I think they have a couple, and hopefully they'll be able to dial it up here. And again, you're talking about the intensity here, and the UD sideline again is jumping around, trying to get the defense fired up and bringing some of the energy on their own.
It's 3rd and 12. Brosmer. Throw is tipped and complete, but still short of the first down. It ends up in the hands of Miles Thomason.
Good little delay rollout here. The ball was on the money. It might have gone off his, gone off his hands, but again, great play by Dawsey. Again, he keeps on showing up here, and again, they're trying to attack him, it feels like, but he keeps on doing a great job of stepping up and making really good plays out there on the edge. Short memory, right? Had the penalties, and now he's coming back and playing a great defensive game here. So
4th down and 8, and UNH doesn't appear organized, but they're going to get a fresh play clock. Rain has picked up.
Please reset the game clock to 5 minutes, 35 seconds. It will start on my signal.
That has Delaware head coach Ryan Carty a bit upset with the men in stripes.
I think he's asking why. You kind of saw, you said it, they seemed a little disorganized and not really sure what went on down on the field to get the fresh clock.
Fourth down and 8. Brosmer lobs it up. Tomlinson, a flag comes in.
Going after Dawsey again, 0 coverage, 4th and long. Don't want to let Brosner sit back there and make a decision.
Pass interference. Defense, number 4.
What do you got on that,
15-yard penalty.
Got a little hand fighting there at the end. I don't know if we saw it. I think the flag was already out by the time we saw it on that replay, but didn't look like a lot of hand fighting there at the end.
A huge 4th down conversion for UNH.
So I think we've seen UNH do this a couple times, right, where they're sustaining these long drives, and are they going to be able to get down into the red zone, into the tight red, and actually knock it in, or are they going to be able to make a shot right here and not have to worry about the deep red?
Brosmer throws incomplete underneath. Pressure applied up the middle. Dominic Bronya, sophomore from Bayville, New Jersey.
That is so disruptive, and they've done a lot of it today. And it's great to be able to hit home in this 3-2-6. Whether it was 3 or 4 or 5 guys, whatever it was on that rush. It's great to see your nose tackle or D tackle get there and just really cause a little havoc in the backfield for that quarterback and just make him uncomfortable, right? You think, man, they're rushing 3, I'm going to have all day back here, and the next thing you know, the nose tackle's at your feet.
Brosmer on 2nd and 10 with a clean pocket. Throw is complete. Kyle Lepkowski down to the 15.
It feels like Kyle Lepkowski is the guy right now. He's got the size. He's running a lot of routes right in front of Brosmer's face, and he's getting the ball, and he's getting open. I mean, he's a big target, and Max Brosner's doing a great job really getting him the ball. You can see he's just in the typical tight end set. He's just going to run a basic in cut. Good anticipation around throwing it behind Dylan Traynor, and great job running through the hole to get the ball.
Another red zone trip for UNH. 4.5 to go in the 4th quarter. Brosmer underneath to Dylan Lauby, who stays on his feet and is thrown down after no gain. That's Jackson Taylor. Those two have been going at it all night. It's been a great matchup.
Jackson Taylor still out playing aggressive football. You can watch how he finishes this play. Great job getting down to your check down. And then Dylan Lauby making a great play. Man, Jackson Taylor just playing really good aggressive football, and a bunch of hats to the ball as well on the UD side. And so they're still flying around. The weather hasn't tamped down the defense, that's for sure.
Brosmer on a 2nd and 10. Throw is incomplete. It was DJ Lincoln's in the area.
So they're having success checking the ball down, and they're having a lot of success across the middle, right? 3rd and long, are they able to kind of find one of those two routes to go in order to have some success and move the chains here? Because it is coming down.
Can only imagine how it feels to be standing on the sideline. But certainly for the players on the field, Brosmer wearing those short sleeves tonight. Trying to keep that hand dry on a big 3rd and 10. Blue Hens bring pressure. Brosmer's throw is incomplete off the hands of Joey Corcoran.
Brosmer with a really great ball there, put it right on the money. Again, great concept. And that weather obviously had impact right here, because you can't really lay it out any more perfect than that.
Corey Lyde, the Wisconsin transfer, in coverage there for Delaware. 4th and 10 with 3:31 to go.
4th and 10, you kind of see this doesn't look like a pressure look, right? They're kind of lining up against the goal line here, against the first down marker here, and saying you're not gonna throw it at the sticks.
Blue Hens rush 3. Brosmer's throw is tipped, and it falls incomplete. Tomlinson had a second effort at it. And it's a turnover on downs for the Wildcats.
You know, Max Brosmer played a great game today, and that was really close to being able to fit it in. I think he had a couple UD defenders that he was trying to get it over top of, and UD was able to make a tip right there and make a play so that the wide receiver wasn't able to come down with it. So now you got 3:25 left in the game. UNH has 2 timeouts. You have 135 yards rushing. I mean, do you throw it, right? Do you throw it? I think Coach Carty, I think he probably will throw it. I mean, it's just in his mentality, and we'll kind of see how. Like, look at the line. There's no one past 5 yards deep, right? I just think that Carty might get into the situation where he'll want to take a shot here.
That's Yarns standing next to O'Connor, and Marcus Yarns very nearly snuck through. He picks up 6 on first down, but he nearly went house hunting.
Looks like he lost a shoe. That's one of those things. If they continue to bring the safeties up at the line of scrimmage and everyone's within 5 yards of the ball, if you can just break through that first grouping, there's really no one to have an angle to be able to track you down.
And this is something that we rarely see from Delaware, melting the play clock down on a 2nd and 4 here. As we have talked about, Pat, they love to get out and try to run plays quickly. Play clock down to 3, 2, and 1. Handoff goes to Marcus Yarns. And Yarns keeps those legs churning. He's got a first down.
What a great second effort there. I mean, you know, the O-line's doing their job, making some gaps there. But then getting to that linebacker level and making sure that first guy doesn't get you right down on the ground. I mean, that's just an unbelievable job by Marcus Yarns.
And now the question starts to creep in for UNH. When do you start to use timeouts as we look at our player of the game? Brought to you by Delaware Orthopedic Specialists, where specialty care matters. Boy, what a game for Jordan Townsend. Long touchdown reception, 48-yarder. First and 10, another handoff. Marcus Yarns. Another first down.
Great job by that offensive line, just creating a gap there. And Marcus Yarns obviously just running, again, great pad level and able to get the first down. It's funny to see just the guys standing on the field, right? UD offense moves so fast. This is one of those things that you wonder if they slow down like this, does it kind of slow their momentum a bit? But obviously they've been doing a great job running the ball.
Handoff again to Marcus Yarns. He only gets 2 here, and now UNH burns their first timeout. Well, Marcus Yarns.
Second charge timeout, New Hampshire.
Marcus Yarns sort of functioning as the closer
the game
in this
clock to
game, Pat.
1:14.
I mean, how much
1-1-4.
confidence does it give you as a quarterback to have somebody like Marcus Yarns playing next to you?
Thank you.
I think as a quarterback, you talk about your safety blanket, and sometimes people think of that as your tight end or maybe just a big target on the wide receiver group. But I remember playing with Andrew Pierce, and it was great. You just knew if you handed him the ball, we ran a lot of power. You hand him the ball, you run power, you get 3 to 4 yards, and he might break one loose for a big play or at least for a first down, right? So, to be able to have that diversity in your play calling, it's just invaluable for the offense. And you can tell, like when they need to get it, right? They need to get these first downs. They're able to do it, and that's the real, it's ugly tonight, but when you get into those games in December, right, and it's cold and it's bitter, you got to be able to run the ball, and so it's great to see them being able to do that.
Back to the ground after the timeout. Boy, look at the offensive line pushing Marcus Yarns ahead. You could argue that his forward momentum was never stopped.
Yep. Let's see where they mark it.
Looks like the official on the far side has him at the 42.
So 3rd and 4, they called another timeout.
Final charge timeout, New Hampshire. 30-second timeout.
So this is the play right here. 3rd and 4, they get a first down. Game's over. They get stopped. Let's say UNH will get the ball, no timeouts with 20 seconds left, assuming a good punt operation. So that's kind of the setup here, and obviously UD wants to get the first down and shorten this game, and UNH on the other side is hoping that they can make a negative play. And I think on the UD side, you got to think 2 hands on the ball, good operation as a quarterback. This might even be one of those situations where you hand off and you follow the running back just to make sure that if something does happen, there's someone else around the ball to be able to pick it up if something bad did happen. But I think in that huddle, probably the coaches are coming to Yarns, who I'm assuming is going to get the ball, and saying, 2 hands, ball security is all we really care about.
3rd down and 4. No points scored in this 4th quarter. Handoff goes to Yarns, and he gets 2, perhaps 3. And now the question becomes at 4th and 1 here, Pat. Obviously, you take this play clock all the way down and then probably burn a timeout and make a decision. If you had a hand in this choice, would you go for it on this 4th and 1? Try to end the game?
I'm going for it. I'm a quarterback. Come on, let's go. We're going for it. But the one thing I didn't mention, kind of when I was setting up the 2 different scenarios, and now we could get a scenario where there's a punt, is you have to punt the ball to Dylan Laube, right? So now you're going, all right, we got to punt the ball to a guy who had a 100-yard kickoff return already. The punt coverage for University of Delaware has done a great job so far. But the question is do you want to give this guy one more shot in the open field with the ability to make a play? And so I'm sure all that's kind of playing through Coach Carty's mind now. He's trying to make a decision.
Delaware. 30-second timeout. Please set the game clock to 18 seconds. 18
seconds on the clock as Delaware burns their first timeout.
So it's got to be 19. Correction, 19 seconds on the game clock, please. 19.
It was an 18-0 start for UNH in this one. Delaware rallying with 15-second quarter points. Played on the seesaw a little bit there in the 3rd quarter. Blue Hens went in front on a 30-yard touchdown scamper from Marcus Yarns. About 3.5 to go in the 3rd. The second half taking on a much different profile than the first half, and Delaware has the punt team on the field.
I think you probably kick it out of bounds here. I think you don't give Dylan the chance to touch the ball.
High snap. Low kick. It's still rolling, and this plays to Delaware's benefit until they picked it up.
Oh. Well, operation, right? We talked about operation, and obviously a little bit of a high and off to the right snap there. Punter's able to actually get it off of his foot and get it past the line of scrimmage, I believe. And so we've got 12 seconds, ball on the 40, no timeouts. You kind of have the opportunity to take a couple shots at the sideline. Maybe you try one down the middle, at least initially, then get up and maybe spike it and take a couple shots at the end zone, because field goal does you no good right here. You have to go to the end zone.
Brosmer with Laube to his left. Fires to the far side. It's incomplete.
You can see UD from a defensive perspective. That's what they were thinking. They were thinking they got to go to the sideline. They've got to go to the sideline, and they were ready to jump all over that route. So that gets them down to 7 seconds. And I think maybe make another shot at the sideline, but really you kind of have these end of game plays where you got the guys with the hook and ladder and all that kind of stuff, and do you kind of pull that out here? That's obviously a possibility.
Brosmer,
that's what it is.
Goes underneath the hook and ladder into the hands of Tomlinson. And he's taken down. Delaware survives on a rainy night. 29-25, the final. Final look at the last gasp.
End of play, gadget play, the little hook and ladder, and then you got it coming back to the quarterback to throw it back across the field. And UG does a great job just swarming to the ball and not letting that happen. And end a game. Great game by both teams. And an amazing effort. I mean, they scored a ton of points in this wind, in this rain. It was really great quarterback play, offense play, and then when needed to, the defense has stepped up as well.
A lot of respect between these two coaching staffs. Ryan Carty comes away on top, defeating one of the first quarterbacks he coached at UNH, Rick Santos. 29-25 the final, as Delaware goes to 2-0 in CAA play. And, Pat, thinking back on how this one played out, just a great show of persistence from the Blue Hens to come away with a win here tonight.
Absolutely. I'm looking down the stat sheet right now, 500 total yards for their offense. And they went up against, on the UNH side, 443 yards for UNH on offense. So, a lot of yards on both sides of the ball. But you come out, a little bit flat against a really good team, and they get up on you 18 quick, and that can be it. But they showed a lot of resilience both on the offense and defensive side of the ball to be able to kind of come back, get yourself back in it, and then now you get the lead, and then you're able to kind of keep that lead, and then at the end of the game you're actually able to kind of get a couple first downs and shorten the game for your defense. And then when your defense gets back out there, they continue to swarm just like they have the entire game.
A win for Delaware. They will celebrate with a week off next week. We'll be back with you on Flow Sports on October the 7th when the Blue Hens host Duquesne, while UNH heads home. They have Towson next Saturday afternoon. For my broadcast partner, Pat Devlin, Alex Bodner, and our entire crew, as John Moses saying, good evening from the Tub. Blue Hens 29-25 over UNH.